it's important to me that you guys know
You don't
we
have to
just
tell
we're
them.
redoing all of this because Lyric did the whole countdown, but she didn't press the button. So y'all always, I know y'all, you always get on me talking about, oh, Jayan don't know how to be, she don't know how to be on time to save her life. Well, I was sitting here patiently waiting on Lyric actually for once, and then she comes and couldn't click the button. So
Oh, sure. Fine.
good morning. I can't stop doing that thing from the
Can you
Lorax.
sing?
What?
Can you sing?
I can carry a tune.
Okay.
I'm not a singer. No.
Did you ever do like chorus or anything?
I did gospel choir in high school, but I only did it because I went to a private white high school and gospel choir was like the only black class, so all of the black kids took gospel choir.
What's your favorite
But it was
song?
fun.
Yeah, what
It
was your
was
favorite songs?
it was total praise.
Of course. That'll do it. Every time. Speaking of which, if y'all didn't catch the Grammys, I actually went back and I rewatched the D'Angelo Roberta Flack tribute, and that ending when they do the man.
You
Oh,
know what? Wait, pause. Um, Before we go any further, everybody, happy Black History Month, okay? Happy birthday, Black people.
wonderful
Um,
time of the year.
I love Black History Month, guys. For so many reasons. And like for serious reasons, but also for like I think it's so much fun. Lyric, let's start there. What are some of your favorite parts about being Black?
Oh my god. Um I love the secret language of being black, about just black people. We just sometimes we just have to look at each other. We know exactly what we're thinking. Um, I love that. What is it? I love like black style. I think seeing, especially like I think underground black style, like style from the hood of people the girls who might not have a lot of money, but they had a clear aesthetic that they were going for, and they know how they want their nails to look. They know how they like their hair to look. They know like the way that they dress, and seeing the world try to replicate that, and they try to sell it for millions of dollars. But guess what? You can't sell swag. Can't sell
It's
swag. You
in
gotta
you,
know
not
your
on you.
exactly. I love black literature. I love black music. Um, I love black spirituality. Um, I I don't know. I was talking to a friend about this. I said, even with all of the pressures and stresses that come with being black, specifically in America, I would never want to be anything else. Like this is it. Like there's no like, oh, I have like a backup of what I would want to be. Nope,
I
nope.
wouldn't trade it. And every lifetime I want to be Black.
Correct. Exactly.
Um, Guys, I have so many answers. I love the food. I also
Oh my God,
love
yes.
I love that even though what it means to be Black can be so different to to each and every person, and that I love that there are subsets of what it means to be Black, because what it means to be Black in the South is different from what it means to be Black, in other places in the
Absolutely.
country. But I love that there are still some, obviously, we're speaking in generalizations, like don't be those people, but I love that there are still some universal truths. I love I love that when you hear the jingling keys, that means me and my crew, it's time to
Let's
go.
go.
Um, what else? I just love being Black, man. It's fantastic.
It's
Um,
amazing.
so before we go any further, I literally threw this on Lyric last, like as soon as we went live. We're gonna do like a little Black History Month like book club, and then Lyric, I also want you to leave the people with one song or album recommendation. Um,
Okay.
so do you want to go first with your book?
Okay, cool. I actually have two books. So if
No,
any of
no,
you
no, 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 no. It's
no,
one
I'm gonna tell you
book.
why. Listen, I'm gonna tell you why. I made a tweet earlier this week and I said for the month of February, I am only committed to reading romance and black history literature. So I have one romance book and I have one black history book that I'm reading right now. So the romance book It is a. Oh wait, I want to get the author right so I can tell you. Um, it is a black queer book about a about a bowling rivalry. And it's written by Carmen Lee, and I should probably have the description of it. I don't have that pulled up. Y'all just kill me. But yes,
It's okay.
it's called The 710 Split. So I'm reading that. And for my Black History book I'm currently reading is this Angela Davis, Women, Race, and Class. So super excited. Yeah, so I'm making way like now. So the 710 Split is actually part of a series. It's called the Peach Blossom series by and so I bought two of the books. I haven't, and then there's a third one. I still have to read all of them, obviously, but yeah. So that's currently. Oh, and this is also. I mean, sorry, queer fem for fem one. So yes, I'm reading all of these. I actually saw Angela Davis speak before, so that was actually super exciting.
Me too, actually.
Yes.
My God, we live such. Sorry, we just live really parallel lives
It gets
sometimes.
really scary, and like the more we get to know each other, it's actually starting to get really weird.
Um. Okay, my book is called Eloquent Rage by Brittany Cooper.
I
This
have
was a
that.
book. Do you actually? Oh my gosh.
Yes, you got the hardcover.
Yep.
Yes, I have that. I heard her speak before too. It was virtual.
I've never heard her speak, but
Mhm.
this book I found when I was in high school, and I was really trying to deal with the fact that I grew up and was raised a Malcolm X contemporary more so than an MLK one. And I was struggling really because I was like, yeah, I mean, obviously I want peace, but like I'm angry. And this book was gifted to me, and I think that it is great in a lot of different ways. I think that I don't think that it's not the perfect book, and she's not the perfect messenger, but you're not necessarily going to find that. But I will just say I think it was so instrumental to me at the time of being like, oh, actually, I'm not the first person who's like sitting with this anger and this feeling like you have to put up a front each and every single day. Um, and not only am I not the first person, like, but also trying to put myself in the position. In the book, she also details like the lives of other women in other generations, like her grandmother. I was like, okay, no, my grandma was angry too. Like we just talk about how graceful everybody was and how graceful everybody handled everything. It's like, no, of course they were mad. So I think it just really humanizes a lot of different aspects of what it means to be Black and what it means to still have complicated feelings. With other folks with the United States, all this different stuff. So this is my recommendation. Lyric, what is your song or album or artist recommendation?
Okay, so my favorite song ever, ever is "Optimistic" by Sounds of Blackness. Um,
Wow.
that is my favorite song, and I mean, like I had always heard it subliminally, just growing up. But I remember it really became my favorite song when I was working on a campaign. And I was working for a Black woman candidate. I was working on an all Black woman team. And I remember some mornings I would have to get up. I would have to get up so early. Well, actually, I was barely sleeping at all. I was working like 18-hour days, literally coming home just to shower and sleep. No, really shower and dissociate. But I just remember I was in the car riding to the campaign headquarters at 4 a.m. and like 2 days in a row they were playing "Optimistic" on the radio. And I would just listen to that song over and over again. Long as you keep your head to the
My
sky,
sister loves that
optimistic.
song.
Yeah, so "Optimistic" by Sounds of Blackness. And also too, I just love like if you've ever seen like the live version of how this song came together, I just love the idea of Black people singing like a choir. That's the problem. We don't got choirs no more. They're not harmonizing anymore. They're not getting in there and modulating anymore. That's the problem. I just love everything about it. So "Optimistic" by Sounds of Blackness. And I think it's just it's just a reminder, literally, to keep your head up. You can do this, but with soul, with feeling. It doesn't feel
Yeah.
corny or cheesy,
Yeah. No, you
So
mean it.
yes, optimistic about Sounds of Blackness. That's it.
Fantastic song. Um, well, mine is sad. But I'm not going with the saddest option. Around the same time that I was having my moment and reading this book, reading other books, getting really, really into James Baldwin as well, which we'll talk about in a later date. But I got really, really into Billie Holiday. Like more everybody knows the hits, but I was like streaming Billie Holiday all of the time, getting deep into her catalog because everybody knows like, well, maybe you guys don't know. Billie Holiday, revolutionary jazz singer, truly, truly cannot say enough about her in terms of what she meant. And she lives a crazy life. So also, if you don't know anything about Billie Holiday, look her up. That should be your little spiral for the night. Her song "Strange Fruit" about lynchings is one of the most impactful pieces of media in American history, truly. But that's not going to be my song because yeah, that's too sad. My one of
Right.
my favorite Billie Holiday songs is called Solitude.
Mhm.
And I listen to it every single night. Even when I'm not by myself. um so yeah, you know what else I do? Lyric, it's also almost Valentine's Day, so we're gonna shift gears a little bit. I told someone, well, I don't want to talk about that actually.
Wait, no, no. Wait, can we talk about this after? Can you tell me after?
Oh yeah, it's not like a secret.
Oh, okay.
I have secrets I can also share with the class if we want to do that. I was just gonna say that every Valentine's Day, whether I'm single or whether I have a boyfriend, I do watch Brokeback Mountain.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm doing that too this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be
I
doing it. So.
I do it because I think it's a reminder of like, man, when you have something like it's just about like fighting for it and like whether or not things are worth it, but also it's a real tale of, you know, about sorry. There's a lot of reasons that I watch Brokeback Mountain on Valentine's Day.
Fair,
But when I have a boyfriend, I make him sit there and watch Brokeback Mountain too. And he's like, "Oh, but it's Valentine's Day." Yes, and you're gonna learn about love. Okay? Shut the
exactly.
fuck up.
Love is love.
If you're
Um,
gonna be an ally, you're gonna shut the fuck up and watch fucking Brokeback Mountain on Valentine's Day, bitch.
Real. I was gonna say about Billie Holiday.
Oh,
So recent last year, actually, not even a full year ago, but obviously I've talked about her on this show. One of my personal goats, my Broadway goat, Audra McDonald. One of the
true.
roles she played was Billie Holiday. And if you have Broadway HD, you can see her performance as Lady Day at Emerson's Bar and Grill. And when I say the way it's such an interesting play because like it's set in a bar, so the audience is the audience, so the people sitting in the audience in the play, they're the actual audience members, but she's up there acting, and she just so basically the musical is set as if Billie Holiday is playing a show, and it's like one of her last shows before she dies. And so you see she slowly descending into madness as it continues to go. Still an amazing singer, she's still hitting the notes, but it is, and Audra McDonald just plays this role like she just disappears into Billie Holiday, and it's not like there's any like real secondary characters. It's one set. She's literally on this stage, just so much physical, yeah, like so much physical acting is taking place. Incredible.
Um,
If you ever seen it, go see it.
100% agree. And guys, truly, you're gonna get me on my Billie Holiday shit, and then we'll be here all night. But like, she lived a crazy life, and I
Crazy.
think at a time when people like I'm not gonna, let me put a pin in it because otherwise I will be here all night. But maybe I'll do an episode of Black Girl Wrestling where I somehow tell you guys about Billie Holiday's lore beyond even some of the mainstream and what people might know by reading something basic. I went through I was a Billie Holiday shooter, that's for damn sure. Um,
I feel like everybody has
I
like
think we
that
all,
one
sorry.
had. I think everybody has at least like one, how do I say, classic black star that they got obsessed with and ran down a rabbit hole about at some point. Like I had a big Sydney Poitier phase.
Mm,
I had a huge, like, To Sir with Love
you
was
look like you would.
what is that supposed to be?
That's just that's exactly what I said. It's just,
What's that
yeah,
supposed to
said
mean?
it's just fitting. That's all.
I'm sure. Um, but To Sir with Love was one of my favorite films in high school. And I also went through a huge Sly Stone phase. I've talked about this with y'all. I'm still in my Sly Stone phase. I mourned. I'm still mourning Sly Stone. When he died, it really, I took it pretty hard. I was like, oh my god. But yes,
Can
I
I?
have.
Sorry, go ahead. I
Go
didn't mean
ahead.
to cut you off.
I think that's it right now. Who else? Is there anybody else that like, I've had like a obsession with?
I, don't-
That's
I
it.
don't know.
I'm trying. No,
Um,
I was talking. Sorry,
I'm
I was talking to myself.
trying to think to myself either because I'm not sure. Um, I don't, but you know what? It's fine because we've got several weeks left of Black History Month. It doesn't just have to happen today.
Guess what, guys? We will be accepting Black History Month cash apps. We'll be accepting Black History Month super chats, and it's my birthday month too.
That's
So
true.
the third week of February, that whatever Wednesday that is for the Dynamite, that'll technically be my birthday show. So everybody get your coins together, gather, get them together. Are you seeing the comments right now? What are we gonna talk about wrestling? Everybody said at ease, at ease. This is what we do. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for telling everybody. You know, it takes a minute. We got to ease y'all into the wrestling. We're only 18 minutes in.
I
We're really doing good.
I love that about first of all about the community that we fostered that everybody's like, y'all gotta let them get their shit off first.
There's so much to talk about. Um,
But hey, it is Black History Month, so I think we're allowed to do whatever we want. We do
yeah,
that anyway, but it's Black History Month, and like these other people aren't black. Like you're not gonna have a whole lot of black creators you could talk about stuff like this for. So mandatory listening sessions some fucking times. How about that, huh?
listening sessions. I haven't heard that term in a minute.
Since college. I haven't heard that. Oh, I was going to expose the University of Missouri so bad.
I was
Let
about to
me not.
expose the University of South Carolina. That
Let me
UCF.
not.
I can tell that you was really in them student activist trenches from the way
Ooh.
listening sessions.
Ooh,
Listening
brother.
sessions.
Let
Good
me.
lord.
Let me.
Oh, those days. What a time. I wish it was that simple. But what was I gonna say? The Grammys was this week.
Let
Ken,
me.
you want to talk about Bad Bunny? I think this is your
Of
time.
course I want to talk about Bad Bunny. Guys, Bad Bunny was my top artist last year on Spotify, and it was not close. Okay. Benito and I go way back. Okay, since he had on them disgusting skinny jeans that were ripped and he was bald and he was whatever. I was still there, Benito. I was there. Um, he is fantastic. And you know what? You know what?
I have a
I'm
crazy
a
question for you after this. Just
Okay,
hold.
okay, yeah, yeah. Let my give me 1 minute to talk about Bad Bunny and then
Yeah,
we'll
no,
move on. Benito, and I think for a lot of reasons, right? I think that he's culturally important in so many reasons for so many reasons, especially right now. One, because he makes great music. So let's start there. You as an artist, you make great music, you put on some incredibly entertaining shows. You're also fine, but I'm set that aside. But beyond that, there's always been an undercurrent of resistance in his music. And in this particular album, it's not an undercurrent. He has a song on there called La Mudanza. that is straight up about, you know, folks coming in and trying to gentrify Puerto Rico, getting kicked out of their homelands. He's got a song on there called Lo que pasó a Hawaii, which is we can't let what happened to Hawaii happen to, you know, Puerto Rico. And those are like, it's not like one bar here or there. You got full songs dedicated to this stuff. He's got bars telling you about why it's important to have the clear Puerto Rican flag instead of the darker one, because they put the darker one out there so it looked more reminiscent to the US flag. So people weren't allowed to use the clear one. And it's like he's going there in a time where it's not really, you're not seeing a lot of your favorite artists go there, especially not in their music. They might be saying it and saying it off stage or whatever. He go on that stage every damn night and he tell you exactly who he is, where he fucking came from. He said, and guess what? And I'm rich as fuck, and I'm bad as fuck, and you dancing. That's what I fucking thought. And if anybody here got a problem with Benito, they can see me, bitch. That's my man bad. Like, I know that man. So entonces nosotros vamos a disfrutar porque el Benito Ball la semana que viene, okay? Who cares about the Seahawks? Nobody cares a fuck about the Patriots. Um,
I
20
actually did.
minutes, 20
I didn't.
minutes for my big bad bunny.
I didn't even know who was in the Super Bowl. I'm literally watching for Bad Bunny. And here's the thing. I am ashamed to say that I was introduced to Bad Bunny through WWE. That was my first time really being introduced to him. I'm ashamed of that. I'm ashamed. But when I saw that brother at Backlash, my life was changed. I said, "Oh my God." From the crowd, I said, I said, you know, you don't have to do this. I said, you know, you don't have to do this. I said, why are you wrestling this hard?
And
Said,
Lyric, the crazy part that I try to explain to people is that by the time he was already doing that at Backlash, he was already the number one artist in the world.
I did know that he was that big of a star. I
And
did.
so
That's why I
it's
was
just
so
crazy to me because I'm like, the level of dedication that you're going to put forth to actually be good at wrestling, knowing that you're also, these vast majority of people don't understand how much emotion you got, but I do. This is crazy.
I think what I also really like about him is that even from just the wrestling standpoint, as things started to shift politically, he definitely distanced himself, but he's also still locked in with wrestling. Like him showing up to CMLL under that Mystico mask is so cool to me. Like he really does this for the love of the game. And I'll be honest, I have been listening ever since the Grammys. I've been listening to that album nonstop. I don't even know what's being said. I just know it's hard. Actually, tomorrow I said I'm going to commit. I'm gonna just get on A to Z lyrics and really try to figure out what am I been listening to. Everything you said makes so much sense because I was listening to the Hawaii song. I said, this sound deep.
He talking about something. I don't know what it is, but he going in right now. Yep. Yep.
And just going back to like his presence and like wrestling, I will say I feel like I've learned so much about like international culture through people like him and just and I think that just makes us better. Like, you know, I had several dogs in the album of the year fight. And when it was announced that he won, like all I could feel was joy. And that wasn't even like, you know, my top pick, you know, but I hadn't listened to the album, you know. I was much more familiar with Mayhem and GNX and Let God Sort Them Out. What else was nominated? Chromacopia. But I was like, this makes sense. And it just kind of like Cowboy Carter last year, the album speaks to the current time in our history. You know, this will be a time capsule of where we are as a nation when we look back on this moment. First Spanish language album to ever win album of the year. Benito, come get your baddie chain. And so this is my question. This is my question for you.
Yeah.
This is a crazy question. You're actually probably gonna block me after this. If you had to order your goats in order, Bad Bunny, Kenny Omega, and Lewis Hamilton.
Whoa! That's crazy. That's disgusting of you to do. But I will say, like, the real fight is between 2 and 3, because guys, I I don't talk about him as much brain space as he occupies. Lewis Hamilton to me,
I
like
know.
that is another for as much as I love both of those other people, Lewis Hamilton will always exist in a tier to himself. Um, so so it will be Lewis. Um, that is bitches gonna clip me and talk about, oh, she kicked out of the Kenny fan club because
You
I
put him
remember when this
last?
used to be a little show. It used to be a little show, just me and you talking like it's on FaceTime, and now niggas gonna talk. People gonna sit up here and tell me I'm a fake Kenny fan. Nah, it's Louis Kenny Benito.
You gonna put him last?
I have to just because I, for as much as I love him, Bad Bunny is like real. Like Bad Bunny is like a real,
Real
like he's a
person.
person. Kenny Omega, that's not like that's that's a whole different. And then Lewis Hamilton, like that is an unobtainable. Like you're not you know what I mean? Like
I feel you, and I really wish that like I could say the same, but unfortunately, I Kenny came on the screen today. I started hyperventilating. I said, "Man, I'm never gonna grow out of this, aren't I? I'm never gonna grow out.
no, that much is true.
I'm never gonna grow out of this." I said,
I
"Oh
just guys,
my God."
guys, you know what? Next week for Black History Month, we're gonna talk about Black athletes, and I'm gonna tell you
Well, that's
bitches
a good one.
why Lewis Hamilton is so important. Um, but we won't get into it today because we've already done our book and our music. But put a pin in that. We'll circle back because it's fun, and you will all. Hey, but we'll move on. You got me all types of worked up lyric. This is what bringing up my goats will do. Let me say this: if you, we're going through a lot right now, over at Car 44. There are certain drivers, I'll actually give you guys a list that you, under no circumstance, is it acceptable for you to bring up these names in public around me. Um, there's a very clear, I feel like CM Punk running Collision. You cannot come backstage.
How did you feel when you saw like the Lewis Hamilton Kim Kardashian?
That's what I said. There's a lot going
Oh,
on at
oh,
Car
that's
44
what's
camp
going
right
on.
now.
Oh, gotcha.
But you know what, guys, I can't talk about Lewis too much, but I'll talk about his dating history. This
Crazy.
man, like,
Crazy. I just found out like 3 months ago that he dated Nicki Minaj. I
yep,
didn't know that.
he was pretty much engaged to Nicole Scherzinger, dated
Who's
Nicki. Um,
Audrey's
he
Tony?
he dated he dated oh girl he dated Nicole for years, years and years. Popped out with Nicki for a little bit. Dated J Lo. Dated Shakira. Um, I'm telling you, the list is a little bit like ridiculous. But what's funny about Lewis and his, like, it feels like we go through these cycles right during the preseason up until like race 2 or 3, and then the girls are gone. And you're
That
like,
makes me think. Never mind.
it makes me think too, but I won't say that on the internet.
I'm not gonna lie. I meant to ask you about this. I'll talk to you about it afterwards because I've always wondered that from afar. Of just
I know what you think.
yeah, like he.
I know what you think.
That's
Hey,
it. That's Sidney Crosby special. Got
I
it.
know.
Sure.
I know how it looks, Your Honor. That's all
Sure.
I'll say.
Got it. Cool, Shane Hollander. Got it. Rose Landry.
We might have to take this one down. Lyric, you gotta remember what I do.
You didn't say it. I said it.
Okay, fair enough. You're right. You're right. Bye. Ollie Wrestling had a show tonight. It was called Dynamite.
We only took 30 minutes. I think we're doing good.
That's like a record.
Yeah.
We'll get off topic. Don't worry.
How did we open the show? Hold on.
I don't know.
I'm gonna find it.
First name, last name, bunch of numbers. You will get blocked. Do not bring that man over. He's on the list. Sorry. Go ahead.
Which name?
Nope.
Okay.
He won't be spoken into existence here. Nope.
Okay. Well, sure. We started the show.
Everybody talked
Everybody talked. Yeah,
backstage.
everybody talked. And then what was the first match of the night? Oh, it was that trios match. So it was the trios
Yeah.
match. It was the Death Riders versus Don Callis family. This was fun. Listen, Konosuke Takeshita. My God. Wow. You exist. You know that? Do you know that? It's like he has this like new, it's like he dropped the title at the Tokyo Dome, but he came back kind of like lighter. He just feels like he just feels so cool and carefree and effortless, and he's it's beautiful, carefree. Wow, Takeshita, you exist. Like,
I feel like I
wow.
don't necessarily feel like he feels cooler because I feel like we haven't really done anything solid with him. What I will say is I was watching tonight and I was like, yeah, but why haven't we been talking about Takeshita this whole time? I do think that obviously him not being there each and every week, like, and then we were teasing the story with Okada, and then feels like we're doing something else now, and he's going after Mox for that Continental belt. So to me, I was watching tonight as kind of I never need a reminder of who Konosuke Takeshita is. It was more so like, let's bring this conversation back up. Like, let's get Takeshita back on the radar, the list, and back in the cycle of being one of the bad bitches we know that he is.
Yeah, I think it's all just dependent on when are we going to circle back to this Kyle Fletcher Okada business, and it seems like that's going to be after Grand Slam Australia. So we're just going it's pause, but it's cool. I am excited for Mox and Takesha. They have great chemistry. Um, I'm into it.
I oh,
Oh, go
I
ahead.
will say I didn't love this match.
I, I mean, me neither, especially to the rest of the card. It was fine, you know.
Especially compared to the rest of the card, my one big takeaway was like, wow, Kinosuke Takeshita.
Exactly. Like it was just like, oh, I saw Takesha tonight.
I
Uh,
know, Doc. Would you have Takeshita beat Mox?
yeah, yes and no. Um,
Well, that can't happen.
because I kind of feel like yes, in the sense of it makes sense for him coming off that run to beat Mox, but also at the same time, I kind of feel like if we put him in the Continental title picture now, he's going to be shoehorn there for the rest of the year. Um, and which
Which is probably true, but I don't think he should lose again.
I agree. And so maybe Okada comes after him to try to like unify the belts again to bring back the unified title, which I could see.
That's
But
OD.
I understand, but I actually really missed that belt. It was beautiful. That unified belt was beautiful. I do miss it.
All the belts blend together to me. I've been told y'all that.
Well, yes, they do, and I think that's more obvious now than ever. Um, yeah, because I'm gonna be honest, I don't see the point of Mox is Mox at this point. You know, he doesn't
Yeah,
need
he
it.
doesn't need that.
He
And
Mox
he's not gonna do anything with it. You know what I mean?
nothing revolutionary. You know,
Yeah,
yeah, I think Mox, especially if they're going to be fighting the Don Callis family anyway, I think the Death Riders need to be on the chase. So I could see Takeshita winning. I'd be into it, and I
yeah,
think it would put a bigger target on his back for amongst the Don Callis family as well.
yeah.
Next, what was it? We had the Swerve backstage promo. He's about to turn heel. He should. I ain't gonna lie. He about to crash out so bad, bro. Like Swerve about to let them intrusive thoughts win, and especially right after that, you wanna know what happened? A Will Ospreay teaser.
Bro. Hey, bro, we're so fucking back, bro.
I said, "Oh, we got the hospital footage. We got you in the hospital." I said,
You know what? I had two thoughts watching this. And it might sound odd considering me. My first thought watching this was, oh my God, Osprey! I also didn't recognize him, truly. because I it had been so long. I was like, I said, no, that can't be. That can't. I know that ain't who I think it is. Um, my second thought, for some reason, immediately after was like, where the hell is Jay White? Which is crazy because y'all know me. I don't I don't really care. But I was just like, I don't know. I hope the man is okay, obviously. I don't really care to see him wrestle. But my first thought when I saw Osprey and I was like, the bitch broke his neck. What the hell did Jay White do that we ain't seen
Listen,
that bitch
Jay,
besides
no,
Tanahashi's retirement?
Jay White is just taking a normal people's recovery.
That's
Will
true.
Osprey is
That's fair
insane.
enough. That's
Will
fair enough.
Osprey is insane. And Will Osprey is threatening to return
I
to
guess
wrestling.
we've said a lot of stuff about we've said it several times over about Osprey on this show. That's a freak. That's a freak.
Now, I
And
want
I
y'all to
mean it. I mean it in an affectionate
between
way.
between what he's been doing in Eve, what he did in New Japan, what he's been doing on Twitter, that nigga is starving. He is,
Freak.
I know he driving Alex crazy in that house. He is driving her nuts. He want to get back in that ring so bad. I know he been blowing AJ Styles' phone up. Hey, big head.
Hey, wait,
Hey, big
wait, pause, because we're gonna talk about that too. But I bet literally, I bet as soon as Alex Spencer comes home, Osprey's like,
bro.
hey, hey, tell me how it was today, bro. How did the ropes feel? Yeah. How,
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 how did it
how did
smell?
how did the gym smell? Yeah.
How did the
Um,
turnbuckle smell?
guys, let's all brainstorm what could be some hobbies we could suggest to William Peter Charles. Because I'm scared. Y'all know, me and William Peter Charles have we know each other pretty well. He doesn't know me at all. I know his match
Allegedly.
catalog pretty well. I know his match catalog pretty well. Um, but what can we suggest to him to maybe get him to slow down a little bit? Because I know they released that video and they said, well, we don't know when Osprey's gonna come back.
You
Yeah, but
gotta,
you don't show us a video
I
if
actually
you
have a solution of how can we distract Will Osprey. We got to get him to watch Heated Rivalry.
you know what?
I have the
If
perfect.
you watch the Dynamite Diaries, do me a favor, okay? Pass this suggestion along to William Peter Charles in whatever way you can. Um, I think that William Peter Charles and my good personal friend Ilya Rozanov would just have a ball together, okay? Um,
I think I maybe
you think you would like it?
no. I think he would. I just think he. Well, no, actually, I think he would like Ilya more. I think he reminds me more of Shane, though.
You think Oscar reminds you more of shit?
Yes, yes,
I get what you mean where it's like singularly focused on their sport. Um, but I think personality wise, he's definitely more Ilya.
fair, fairish. I think he like
I
it. So
Shane
I do think he
Hollander
like it though.
Shane Hollander, if he did not play hockey, like you may not know he was there. Like Ilya Rozanov, if he did not play hockey, he would still take up just the same amount of space.
Correct.
just,
I
just
see. No, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
um,
Somebody said Legos. Yes, Jalen. Yes, Legos. I also love Legos. I
you
spent.
look like you love Lego.
Did he seriously? Really? Really?
I told you. I think. Well, never mind.
Well, I mean, well, yes. um, but it's so crazy because I'm about to incriminate myself even further. Started doing Legos when I went to Berlin, and I went to the Lego store in Berlin, which is huge, and I literally stuffed a Star Wars set in one of my suitcases coming home. And whenever the pandemic started and I was on lockdown and I would get really overwhelmed, and Legos is how I calm my brain down. I would just build Star Wars sets. I actually built the throne room from Game of Thrones.
I've never seen it, but that sounds impressive.
Yeah, thank you. I actually have a dream what? No, Martin. Um,
Come on, man. Come on.
I have a dream that one time it's funny that they said this is Spider-Man, but I'm gonna build the Death Star one day, and I have a dream that I'm going to build the Millennium Falcon one day, and I'm going to build Williams Bryce Stadium one day, which is the Gamecock Stadium. So that's my
You know
dream.
what? I I was going to talk about you and the overlap between people who love wrestling and have really lame other hobbies. But I'll show you mine. Lyric, you talk to the people.
Okay, well, uh, I I don't know a better way to say it. Yeah, I think some of my hobbies are super lame. I like music, and I really love television. Unfortunately, it's really bad. Like,
I
wish I
make these little wooden DIY like houses.
and
And this
you
is like a little bookstore.
and you
It had
shame
a
me for Legos.
I didn't. That's why I stopped shaming you for
Oh,
Legos because I remember that I do this. And it has a little light. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it has a little light in there and everything. Um, but yeah.
that's actually really cool, Danny. Where'd you get that one from?
Oh, who's to say?
Oh, you got it from a man.
Why would you?
Whenever you say, I'm sorry, whenever people start saying stuff like that, I know what that means. I know what that means.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what that means.
Hey,
I'll ask you which one later. But
look. Didn't fall in love with him. Did fall in love with the hobby. What else? I think that's a
that's
win.
that's fair. I think I realized too. There's so many people. Many of the things that I love most, the people that introduced me to them are no longer in my life. Like wrestling. Um, the people that introduced me to wrestling are no longer a part of my life. Um, yeah, several like my concert friends that I got into certain artists with and stuff like that. Don't talk to them anymore. But thanks for the memes.
I'm leaving here with some.
No, leave them with something. Yes. We have a super chat. Oh,
Oh my God. Oh wait. Go ahead.
let's get to that once we actually like start talking about wrestling because that's
But
actually
also, thank you. We gotta talk about wrestling.
thank you. No,
We
I'm just
just
saying we're going in order.
just veered off. Yeah.
But yes, Osprey's coming back. Osprey's threatening to come back to return to
No, wait. I know what you mean, but when you say it like that, it makes it sound like we've got new viewers. We do
oh,
like William Peter Charles.
yes.
We're just scared of his of him.
He doesn't know, he doesn't have limits.
No.
He don't something is so wrong slash so right in that brain. Um
I watch Osprey post neck injury, post first neck injury, because that's the thing too. Is like anybody who's been watching him enough knows that he had another significant neck injury a couple years back that did change how he wrestled. That did, but more importantly to me, when he was like, yeah, cracked this in me neck, cracked this, I was like, girl. But think about what happened in the past. I watched Osprey with my heart in my hands, scared as fuck. That's all.
and I think also too, like he's still so young. But you know what? I will never forget if anybody remembers his what was it, the 2023 New Japan run when he got hurt right before the G1, but he still did it. And I remember he did that video from the car, and he was like, "Hey, listen, y'all, if you fuck with me, appreciate y'all boys, love y'all. I want you to know if you think that we gonna be here for this gonna be a long ride, it's not." He said, "I'm letting you know right now, my career is gonna be shorter than a lot of people's. Don't expect." He said, "Do not expect me to be in there like Sting till my 60s. No, I know my shit already cooked." He wasn't even 30 yet at that point. He said, "Listen, I already know I know I'm cooked." He said, "But we gonna go fast. We're gonna go full throttle, pedal to the metal." That's why it's always so funny. People are like, yeah. He's gonna be in WWE in a few years. Y'all think he's gonna be wrestling
You know what?
that long?
But in William Peter Charles's defense, his G1 in 2023 is controversial. Some people like, some people hate. I
I thought
think
it was
highly
solid.
of it. Huh? I think incredibly highly of it.
He got a great
Um,
match out of Kenta.
uh-huh. I see miracles. He had a tolerable match with Great O'Khan.
He
Like,
did.
come on. Come on. It's a miracle work. But no, I agree. I mean, I think the self-awareness is good. Where you're like, yes, I do know to a certain extent that this is not sustainable at a minimum. Does that mean I'm gonna change what I'm best at in the world? No. Which, you
How
know
much?
what?
I mean,
If
Kenny
you're
was
aware of that and yeah, if you're aware of that and willing to take that risk, you're a full-grown adult. Hell yeah. And people be like, "Oh, I don't want to watch, I don't want to support that." Hey man, you're a grown ass man. And
Ken,
he know what he doing.
and I think also too, if like that is, you can tell the guys who were really raised, especially the ones that didn't go to WWE, because I think that's why some of those guys did go to WWE. If you came from like that New Japan culture, it's really, and I'm not saying that it's right, but it's really, you run your body into the ground. Like,
Yeah.
like you go until you literally cannot go anymore. That's why guys like Naito and Tanahashi and all them, they can barely walk. And it's even crazy, like if you think about Tanahashi in the later years of his career, he flat out said, they'd be like, what are you going to change your style to accommodate, like, you're feeling least? He said, well, the people coming to see the high fly flow, that's what they want to see. And here's the thing, I think that he was being like a little bit obtuse. I do think like you're Tanahashi, you can change to a more grounded style, and I think that people still gonna fuck with it. And they're really going to, they're going to love it just because it's you. But it's just that culture, and it didn't start with them. You can even go back
Yeah.
to people like Masawa, right? You can go back to Masawa, and you can go back to Giant Baba. You can go to all these people who literally ran their body into the ground, sometimes to their death. And so it's that culture, and Osprey and Kenny are obviously very much so ingrained in that culture.
And we've said it, well, Lyric just said it more eloquently, but I think it can just be summed up with love of the game, man. And I think that right now, sometimes we try to over rationalize, well, why would this person do this? And why would this person, push themselves to be at this show? And why would this person? Because there's some of these bitches, and you can tell very, very clearly who's got it in them. The love of the game, they put above almost anything else, including themselves.
We need to talk about that more when we get to Ricochet too, because I think that's a really
Yeah.
important topic for today. But since a lot of people are talking to the chat and about it in the chat, and it's the next thing on the show anyway. Tony Storm and Orange Cassidy. Look,
Many a many a thought.
many.
Um,
You go first. You can go
okay,
first.
here's my thing. I think it's fun. I think it's silly. I think it's quirky, whatever. The reality of the situation is, and Tony Khan and AEW is guilty of this a lot. Um, but actually, I'm gonna set that aside. Tony Storm is one of the biggest stars in the world, has the most unique character in all of AEW. And she is one of the best bell to bell wrestlers on your entire roster in a time where your women's division has all of your titles tied up in one storyline, has all of your has we're recycling the same people for different purposes week in, week out. And you've got somebody with the star power, charisma, and in-ring ability like Tony Storm, who is instead doing mixed tags with Orange Cassidy for no belts, for no fucking reason. If you really cared about the booking of the women's division, Tony Storm would be involved at a higher capacity and used more frequently. Because the reality of the situation is, right? Like we've said it a million times over on this show. AEW writes themselves into corners with the women's division when they don't have to, because they love to be like, oh, these are the only options. We have to do Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford versus Baszler Wrath again. It has to be an eliminator because we have to do it again. You have to run that Thekla match again. You have to, because these are the only people that we've been able to properly integrate into this current storyline, because you tied all the titles up in one thing so that you can still use the excuse to only have one women's match each and every single fucking week. That's what
Correct.
you did. And you know that if Tony Storm and Mina Shirakawa had those tag belts, you would have to have two women's matches every fucking week because if people want to see
1000%.
Tony Storm. So it is a really, really, you don't get to act like this is a one-off because we saw something very similar with Willow last year when
Yeah,
people weren't fucking with certain aspects of the men's division. You call in big homie, you call in big Willow Nightingale,
she saved the Death Rider stuff.
one of the most over people in the company, and you ask her to save the Death Rider stuff. If Orange Cassidy, and this is not even a slight towards him, it's really not, because I like him, I think he's fun, but if he cannot stand alone right now, that's on him. Tony Storm can, should, and her services are needed elsewhere, but you're using this as a ploy to not have to try any harder with the women's division. It's fucking lazy. The whole thing is lazy. And we could talk more about the booking of the women's division later
I,
when we get there. But like that's what it is. That's what it can be summed up as. And I've never been somebody, or I've tried not to be somebody. I'm gonna shut up in a second, but I've tried not to be somebody who looks at this and is like, oh, Tony Khan and AEW does not care about women's wrestling because I think that when AEW was first getting started and finding its legs, there were excuses that maybe could have been justified as reasons as to why we weren't seeing the things we were seeing. We've said it a million times over this show. It's not for lack of depth in the women's division right now. That's not what you lack. What you lack is people with good ideas, good writing, and a dedication to making sure that those women are on TV. That's what you lack. And it's unacceptable. It's absolutely unacceptable. And you cannot just sit around here and be act like we don't need two women's matches just because Mercedes isn't here. That's
and I'm gonna be honest, I don't think that Mercedes being here would fix anything because guess what? Mercedes went through the same thing. Mercedes didn't have any real challengers at the end of her, in those last few months of her reign. There were no feuds. There was like, nothing really, there was nothing concrete. The Willow match was made in less than a week. Mina Shirakawa was an open challenge. Like there was nothing being. She wasn't being. She was on in a tag match for
yeah.
one of the pay-per-view. So like, I just and I don't even want to say they don't care about women's wrestling. You want to know why? Because they keep fucking signing people. Why are we keep signing people? What do you plan to do with these people? Like where are these people supposed to go? And I think it's just so it's frustrating because I hate to admit it. At this point, I don't care. I'm gonna be honest. The women's stuff is the stuff that on this episode of Dynamite, I was probably almost most checked out for, in the sense of
Because we've seen it.
we've seen these a million times,
And we're gonna see it again.
we know that Willow and Megan are above all the stuff that they're doing. Nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to happen. And it goes back to the stuff with Tony and OC of just like Tony could have been used to really establish this tag division. It really could have been used to do that. Like, Tony's star power, her and Mina had, perfect chemistry. I think that they were great for it. And we are just spinning circles. And I think obviously Penelope had got injured because I was about to say Megan and Penelope could have been great first champions as well. And this isn't even saying that Willow and Harley are bad champions. It's just they have not been, them and Stat, none of them have been put in a position to succeed. They have not been given the tools to equip. And now you're talking about Stat is challenging wrestling Thekla again next week. I think she's gonna drop the title. I don't think people realize how much Tony likes Thekla, and I'm not saying he shouldn't. She's fucking awesome. I don't see her laying down twice. I don't, and and I think it's even more damning because for Chris and Willow specifically, those are your homegrown stars. Like you recruited well to get Tony and Mercedes, and they are mega stars. But if you can't convert the people who came up through your system, you built these stars. Well, their failures are on you. Like whether they rise or fall, that's all on you. AEW. I don't know. I'm just so checked out about it. And I think also too, you got to think, where were we this time last year? heading into Grand Slam Australia. Tony Storm was main eventing the damn thing. You got to think for won the world championship, right? It was the biggest thing in the world. Felt the biggest, the win. You know, for all of its problems, because it did have its problems at that time. It 100% felt like one of the biggest stories in the company. You know, what Tony and Mariah were doing at that time. And now it's like we have all these stars.
We've
These girls,
regressed.
people are invested in them. What are we doing? Like it's just, what are we doing? And again, Tony is rebuilding the men's mid card. Meanwhile, the women don't have a mid card
At all. Sorry.
I'm even more stressed out because I'm like, when Mercedes comes back, what do we do? Because the thing is, as we've learned, they're not great at booking like real rivalries for Mercedes. And that's what you need for a world title, especially. You can kind of get away with it with a TV title, but for a world title, you need rivalries. You need feuds.
And I would add that they're not really good at rivalries, period. That's why we're in this position. Because the reality is, like, y'all trying to be like, oh, you know, like, Sisters of Sin, that's not compelling, at least to me. And yet we've done it and we continue to do it week after week after week after week. And you sit up here and the thing is, and what makes the men's world title interesting at this point is that every person in pursuit of that title has a reason.
And they're all connected.
And they're all connected.
Every last one of them have a backstory.
They all have a reason and a backstory, and they are all having to worry about each other and also the pursuit of the world title. I've said it a million times over on this show. Why is there no line of challengers for the world title? It's ridiculous on the women's side. It's ridiculous. It's lazy. And we cannot keep letting it just be fucking okay. And even the idea of like, you did not announce a women's match for the show when you announced the rest of the show. You're promoting the show with 4 pictures of 4 men's matches, and then you're like, oh yeah, there'll be a world tag title eliminator. You don't even care. You don't care. So how are we supposed to care? And like it is incredibly irritating when you know how much talent is there. You know, there should be no excuses. You've got the women to make it happen. I don't understand how you're gonna sit up here and tell me that you're not able to book well at the top, but at the same time, you got Megan Bain and booking Purgatory for the past year. Like,
I think also too, like what we keep doing all these faction gang wars, and to lead to what? Blood and guts already happened. Exactly. Blood and guts already happened. Like, what are we leading to? Some people are like, what if the women get anarchy in an arena? You know, that's the end of May. It's February. And also too, I don't think women. I actually personally don't want to see a all women's anarchy in the arena. Actually sounds like a security nightmare.
Yeah, actually, no, don't do that.
Like with fans,
men are so weird. Yeah,
you know, like unfortunately, I hate that I have to think about things like this because in theory,
but you do.
It should be awesome, and it should be awesome, and I would love to want to see it. But men are weird, and y'all already have a thing about touching women when you're not supposed to, and so we got. Anarchy in the arena is so chaotic with people like, you know, dispersed across the, you know, it's one thing if you got like 2 women, right?
Yeah, no, y'all cannot be trusted.
No, hell no. And then especially how y'all already get real nasty towards like, you know, Mercedes and black ladies. I have to put my paws on some of y'all.
And I would hate to have to do that.
Hate to have to do that. But yeah, it's really frustrating. And I've gotten to the point to where it's kind of like, this gonna sound crazy because yes, I want her on AEW TV, but like I'm even really cool with like Athena being where she is right now because at least, you know, there's direction there, there's vision there, she's making strides, and whenever she eventually comes up, you know, she'll have her own stories. I think that's also the thing that makes Athena really compelling to me when she does come to AEW. She has her own stories because she's been able to have the time to build them. You know, she has, you know, her minions and all this, and she has her own infrastructure and character, and everything is developed. in a way that she would never get an opportunity to on AEW television. And that's fucked up, actually. Like, it shouldn't be like that. It really shouldn't. But that's just where we are at this point. And also, I would like to say a special shout out to people who have seen the announcement, y'all. I've been wanting Athena versus Shuri for years. And I want you to know that the time is now. Look alive, look alive, look alive. And it's crazy. I actually have plans that night, and I've been actually freaking out because I don't know what I'm going to do. But it's none of your business. But I'm going to a heated rivalry night that night, and no, I'm not canceling. I already bought the ticket. But
I went last week, y'all. Time of
I
my life.
I will be taking my earphones to the club. Okay, because I need to see that match. The men's stuff can wait. But I will be watching the anniversary from the function. And I really hope that this is her coming out year, you know, in the sense of really making her her, you know, her stamp on the international stage. Hell, I would, again, I've said this before. I think there's only 3 North American women who are worthy to hold that IWGP belt specifically. And I think that is Mercedes, obviously, Athena, and she's not North American, but she wrestles primarily in North America. Toni Storm. I think like those are the only people who I can justify right now. You know, actual living legends. And so I'm totally fine if she wins the belt. I'm fine if she loses. I'm just happy to see the match. Look alive, you know, and that's also the thing too. Just why, just you know, even though I would love to see her on TV more, if Athena is doing something substantial, like she is right now, the ROH MPX show is on Thursday. 16 out of 24 participants are Black. That is crazy. We will be watching. If she's doing something substantial, I'm here for it, you know, like I'm here for it. However, Wembley Stadium, we do need that.
Not optional. That's not optional.
We do need that she only has one venue left to add her name to that list. She's already done Tokyo Dome, Arena Mexico, and Madison Square Garden. Look alive.
I will say I understand everything that you've said. Selfishly, we need her.
I agree. No, I completely agree.
So I get what you mean. It's probably no. Is it probably in her best interest right now? No. Do I think that it would benefit AEW to have her around week to week? Absolutely.
And think about the way that it did last year.
Yeah.
Athena helped Mercedes so much narratively last year. Athena and Toni, I think, bounced well off of each other. I think that she just makes things move. Like I said, because she has her own creative. She could come in with her own creative, her own things to really slot in. And she's developed in a way that the other women are not.
And I was just going to say, coupled with the fact that ain't nobody doing it like her, man. Oh, wait, Lyric, we got to read these super chats.
No, I know. That's why I put it on screen.
Sorry.
I did that. Michael Allen Lewis, 7952. Thank you for $5. If PK booked any other demo the way he booked the women, he'd be hogtied. Thing is, he was hogtied. He was hogtied for years for the way that he booked Black talent. He was hogtied for the way that luchadors were booked. And so I think that is perfectly, and guess what? Both of those things got better. And so, and obviously
sometimes you have to hog tie.
Correct. Sometimes billionaires only understand violence. That's a whole nother conversation.
We're gonna have to take. Yeah, you know, this one might have to come down. But might be an exclusive episode of the Dynamite Diaries.
Watch the space.
I also think,
and by violence, we do mean just arguing on Twitter. That's it.
Yes.
We are arguing on Twitter.
I do think, in my head, truly, like Tony Khan views the women's division, and I can't even say I don't know if it's him, but whatever's going on backstage, I think the women's division is booked similarly to the trios division, in which sometimes You're like, wow, this is really well thought out. And other times you're like, I don't think they know we have this.
If he gets 3 good ideas a year,
Yep.
and you better hope you on the right side
And
of
they
them.
come to him in a dream. Like that's it.
Even like, because if you hear the way that the Tony Mariah story came out, of like the thought process behind it, yeah, I was watching the movie and then I talked to these people. I was like, yeah. It's very sporadic. It's very sporadic in the sense of like, yeah, I literally had a dream. This gonna work, sure.
So you know what? Matter of fact, guys, maybe that's the mission of 2026. We need to get Tony Khan outside. Okay? We need to have him exposed to everything in the world. I don't know what requires a stroke of creative genius, but we're in desperate need of one.
I have
And
actually
it
I
doesn't
have a
even
better
have to be
idea.
genius. It's got to be consistently not bad. How about that?
I have a better idea. I think guys, y'all just need to start throwing ideas at him. Movies. That's the only thing he understands. You see how you make time cop references every other day? If you have other forms of media outside of wrestling, if you have an idea, just start sending it to him.
Just add
One
him.
thing that we do know about All Elite Wrestling, chronically online. One thing, if we don't know nothing else, these people are chronically online. So yes, unfortunately, sometimes you gotta do the work yourselves. You gotta.
Like
I
we gotta, hey, yeah, I'm telling you, and it gotta be casual too. You just gotta be like, just finish Princess Diaries at Tony Khan. Just
just
anything. Just see what sticks. Um,
be like, yeah, like it literally gonna write down
Watching Veggie Tales right now, think about you at Tony Khan.
watching Dream Girls, thinking about it, and Athena, Willow, Mercedes triple threat. Talk soon.
Turn
Like
the wigs around.
turn the wigs around. So I've realized that's what we're going to start doing. Everybody, think of books, TV shows, movies,
Good, bad, ugly.
all
Just
of it, and just send that in a wrestler's name. And that's what we're doing.
and
But
then make him think it's his idea.
correct.
Serious question. Oh, also, oh wait, I can't read that.
This is the same. This is from the same person, Michael Allen Lewis,
Thanks.
7952, $10. Thank you very much. Serious question. How does AEW expect to retain and attack big name women's talent with this kind of booking? TK dead ass don't care about the women. He's okay having a few female attractions. That's it. I will say, I don't think that they're looking to recruit like a
Yeah.
lot of people. I don't think that and this isn't like trying to like stand. I don't think there's anybody over in WWE that they should really want, only person that I could see. Well, I mean, Bailey is the big
The,
question mark, kind of. But that's more so going to be that battle won't be fought based off of anything happening on the television. That's
That's
a
what I was gonna say.
yes.
I think that's actually at the crux of a lot of it. I don't think that there's a lot of women right now whose contracts are close to up, semi up, who would one have an interest in leaving, but two fit well in AEW. I don't think there are a lot of women who meet both of that
You got
criteria,
to think most of like WWE,
if
at least
any.
from the women's side right now, a lot of the girls came up through the performance center, and I don't think
Yeah.
Tony doesn't want any of them. The people that he would want,
And they probably don't
uh,
want to leave.
yeah.
They're probably
The
happy there.
people that he would want would probably be Stephanie. He's never going to get her. She's a real fit soldier. Um, I don't think. I'm not sure if he would be interested in Julia if she came available again. He wasn't interested the first time. I'm not sure if that would change. Maybe Lyra, if she ever became available, I could see him making a play for Lyra. Everybody, I'm gonna be honest because I'm not even sure. I think he would take Jade back if she ever came back. I'm not sure if he would like chase her though, if that makes sense.
I think the bigger point there is to retention. Um,
Retention is the thing, yeah.
because
I
oh
I think he will lose one major star over the next 2 years.
who?
And I think I don't even want to say it out loud because I don't want to jinx it.
Okay.
But if something doesn't change, I how do I say this? The people who I think are 100% never leaving. I don't think Willow leaves. I don't think Athena leaves. I don't think Tony leaves. Um, I think Mercedes at least signs one more time at minimum.
I
I
think
think Mercedes resigns at least one for one more contract.
I think that ooh, I got a controversial take. I think Tony's more likely to leave than Mercedes.
No, nope, nope, not at all. I think Tony would flat out just retire. Like,
I think
and I'll tell
I
you
don't
what after this show.
okay. Well, I my thought process is just that I think there are a couple of women that they're gonna throw really hard money to turn down to. And I think that Tony is one of those people. Obviously,
I don't
she's
think
got her
Tony's,
past
but
in
yeah, Tony's motivation was never money. That's the
I
thing.
know. I'm just saying I do think everybody's got a number. I think whenever her next contract is up, everybody's gonna offer her a blank check. And
That's also the thing. But that I think that's the difference between Tony and everybody else. Tony's a lot like Mox. Tony's never gonna let her contract run down, and like, there's never gonna be a bidding war. They're gonna re-sign her like when
that's
she
fair
got
enough.
at least a
Yeah,
year and a half left on her deal. Like,
that's
like,
fair enough.
there's never gonna be a bidding war for Tony Storm. Uh, and that's the thing. Like, she's never, kind of like when Willow did, kind of like silently, re-signed. And
Yeah,
like, there's some people who are going to open themselves up, right, to
yeah.
just see what they
That's
talking
fair
about
enough.
there.
Yeah.
Tony Storm is not going to do that. Especially, like, you got to think she's in an ideal setup. Her husband's here. She has full creative control. Now, here's the thing: what WWE is actually going to do is what we've seen them do. As they're in the middle of it now, but they are going to try to do the Tony Storm formula. How do we create our version of the timeless character? They're going to try to replicate, because they know they can't get her. There's certain people that they know they can't touch. Like, for example, when I forgot when the reports came out that Willow resigned. I think they said, yeah, we asked WWE. They said, yeah. I mean, we would have liked to make her an offer, but they snatched her, they locked her down so quick we couldn't even talk to her.
Which you should be doing. If you're AEW, yes. You need to run a very tight ship because at this point, uh, yeah,
They did
I
the same thing
think
with
that
Kyle Fletcher, as they should have.
yes,
Yes.
yes. That one was I was scared.
They had me. Oh
When
my
those when
word.
those reports came out that actually we think Kyle Fletcher, his contract might be coming up sometime soon. I said no. I was sitting up there. You know how people online like they'll be do those shitty trades. Like
Yeah.
I keep Kyle Fletcher and you take. I don't know. I had some crazy
And
people
they
up.
said, yeah, you could get Austin Theory. I'll change the trajectory of everybody's life right now. Oh, God.
If you like, I was sitting up there. I was like, the people that I would offer you to keep Kyle Fletcher is actually a little bit shameful. Um,
I
but
said,
it's just
man, that's a couple of y'all. I love you, boy. But for Big Fletch, you gotta go. Can't stay here.
you got to think he's so young.
I would
But
have given
my
the entire Bang Bang gang away.
twice,
All of them. All of them.
twice.
And the injured and the healthy ones. Sorry.
Hey, and I'll throw some people in there too. Shit, I don't like.
You can have half of the Death Riders. You can have the entire Bang Bang gang, half of the Death Riders, and the entire third string of the Don McCallis family.
Yep, yep.
Straight like that.
And matter of fact, I'll throw in Chris Jericho for fun.
It's so funny. I think everybody's trying to give away Chris Jericho right now. He won't go.
Y'all just don't. But I'm like, y'all fake hating on Chris Jericho. I mean it.
Yeah.
I mean it. But
yeah,
getting back to the issue at hand, I think
retaining
that go ahead.
retaining some of these girls are gonna leave, and I mean, I can't say that because, but I think the writing is on the wall if you know where to look. For some people, and I think that's totally fine. Um, you can have a good, strong run into territory and end up right where you're supposed to be and somewhere else, and I think that's perfectly fine. And I think some people's you also have to remind yourself, some people's motivations are not built off of how they're booked. Some
It's true.
people always saw AEW as a stepping stone because like they've always dreamed of going to WWE or doing whatever. So you have to keep that in mind too. Now some people are going to be motivated by how they're booked, and that's why I have two people in mind who I think one of them may jump ship because if something doesn't significantly shift over the next 2.5 years, I would like to retain both of them. But
Is one of them stat?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think, but, and I think also too, if you think about how do I say it, AEW, I mean, WWE values powerhouses, like her archetype. The thing is, she's not a strong talker, but if you can smooth her out a bit around the edges, as far as the voice, she's already going to be like a top wrestler. You know, you can sell her versus Rhea Ripley. You can
Yeah.
sell her versus Charlotte Flair. She could probably
Yep.
walk. And I'm be honest, Charlotte's probably. I'm not gonna say that she's gonna retire 2.5 years from now, but she's definitely. I don't think she's gonna be working on a full time schedule. You know, and so that that stats could run circles around Raquel Rodriguez. Hell, you know that Chris Statlander can actually get you a decent match out of Jade Cargill. You know that. No, and nobody else on your roster currently can. Nobody else. I don't
I
know. They're going to make a play for her. Now, here's the thing: if you're able to recruit Bailey, I think you keep Stat. Um, just because I think that the story potential there, not even from a singles perspective, but even from a tag perspective. Because the thing is, we still haven't put Willow and Stat together as a tag team, which I think has been the most frustrating part of all this. If y'all was going to put them back together like this anyway, why couldn't they have
Then
just
why
ran?
is Harley Cameron here?
Why do we have this Harley buffer? If you know what we came to see, this is like it's like
Because we would probably be having a whole different conversation.
1,000%. Because guess what? AEW has like 3 women's stories ever, and so many of them they all run through Willow. Stat and Willow works. That's why we keep going. That's why we run it. We're always there, right? Because they work. Willow and Mercedes work. That's why you're able to build a title change in less than a week because it all hinges on Willow. That's so. And I think they take that for granted. I don't think she's going to leave. Willow's never going to leave just because of what she values. What does she value? She values freedom. She values flexibility. She wants to be able to wrestle in Stardom. She wants to be able to wrestle Indies. WWE's never going to be able to give that to her. And so they'll always be able to keep her for that. But I don't know. Listen, Megan is interesting. Megan's interesting because yes, she could fit in WWE. Like she could. Like I could see them the second her contract becomes available, I can immediately see them making a play for her. But at the same time, what I've learned, Megan's a real freak in the sense of she really loves this wrestling shit.
She loves to wrestle.
She
She loves
loves
wrestling all around the world.
she loves indies. She's committed to getting better. And I think it's a difference between your for the love of the game wrestlers who really care about like their body or work, and then there's some people who are just like, okay, I want to change the scenery and stuff like that, and it's.
But I agree with that, and I think that Megan Bain does have that. She's got that in her. She's got the love of the game gene or added gene. They've all got it, but that extra oomph in her. If you don't have anything for her and yet she's still wrestling week to week, you cannot blame her for
I
wanting
agree,
to pick up and
and
leave. And
there's
so
been several people.
that's the frustrating part, which is like, you know what? I will put her in a similar vein as Hobbs, which is like, you know what?
I completely agree. I was just about to say that.
He's like, yeah, if you want to go, one, I think you're great. I think you're fantastic. They were using you, but they didn't ever really have anything for you. I completely get it. I get it.
I think, yeah. And like I said, their saving grace when it comes to Megan is that she's still in proximity of things that she cares about. AEW puts her in proximity of things that she values. But yeah, with Laron super chat $5. Thank you very much. What women currently signed to AEW would WWE even be interested in with all the female talent they have in LFG, Evolve, NXT, and the main roster? All of them. Let's be
Yeah.
honest, like that. And I think that's why I am so frustrated with AEW right now. You have a fleet of just, I mean, honest to God, just world class people. Queen Aminata's contract is up February 2027. Um, hello. I would, if they're smart, make a play for her. Who else? I think just Thekla is somebody that I could see them, eventually at least attempting to get. Obviously Stat, obviously Willow if she ever comes available. I mean Mercedes, obviously. Just about all of the top stars. Mina, I'm not sure, just from age wise. But the thing is, I don't think that really matters, just because.
I could see it.
Yeah, I could see it. She's just so charismatic. She is just such a star. All of them, really. Think Billy Starks. I think is another one. Um, yeah,
And that's not to say that all of these women would be interested or would go, but I
yeah,
do
yeah.
think
Most of them,
like
most of them,
the interest coming from WWE, I find it hard to look at the top of the women's roster in AEW and say who they wouldn't want.
I agree. Jamie Hayter too. Jamie Hayter too. I
Oh,
agree.
absolutely.
I agree. And so yeah, like these are people who have star power, and so yeah, they would. And the thing is, guess what? These girls could actually wrestle, and in the sense, I'm not saying that a lot of the people in LFG, Evolve, NXT, and main roster are not, but they're not started from zero. These are already TV ready wrestlers. A lot of these other people, they're still building them. They're still building them, and they're still becoming TV ready. These
And
people
sorry, go
are
ahead.
already ready.
And added on to that, not only are they ready, but I think that WWE, for as much as they have all of these different levels, they rely heavily on the same people a lot, a lot. And so anytime that you can introduce another, you can plop and place another superstar into that, that is their ideal model, you know.
I think that's where I think why Cody was so effective jumping ship when he did. There
Yeah.
was a gap. They didn't have anybody. There was
Nobody was gonna
nobody
beat
there.
Roman ever.
They didn't have anybody, and that's why I said, even with people are like, yeah, Kyle Fletcher leaves eventually. Even if he does, guess what? Kyle Fletcher could join WWE 10 years from now. And he could wrestle for AEW for the next 10 years, and he could, in 10 years from now, slot right into WWE main event scene. Because guess what? They ain't putting nobody in there under 38 anyway.
No, there will be a gap.
You can wrestle the way you want for the next 10 years, do whatever you want here. The same that goes for him, guys like Kevin Knight. Yeah, they can all stay for at least about a solid 10, 15 years, pop up in WWE when they 40 and go on a victory lap if they would like to. Just because that's just how the cookie crumbles. Same thing with MJF, honestly. If you ever saw jump ship, wait till you're 35. You'll main event WrestleMania immediately. That's what and the thing is, WWE I think has also learned their lesson. They're not just taking anybody from from AEW, because guess what? You think if WWE wanted Britt Baker, they would have her. I'll leave it at that. For Birds of Prey, $5. Brody losing at Grand Australia could mean mega bad wins. Then Willow singles for Revolution. Stat going out like Hangman. Heel stipulation rematch via bad booking. I could see it. Like I think. I think that Stat might lose next week. Unfortunately, I don't think. And I don't know what's maybe Willow versus Athena at Revolution. That's what I would like personally. Yeah, I would be down for that. I would really like that. Listen, I'm totally fine. Oh my god, I just had literally just had like a mental dream and I almost came out of my skin. I
Hey
just
yo.
thought of Athena holding that ROH belt, the IWGP Women's Championship, and the TBS Championship. Oh my God. I'd start moaning. Listen.
And you know what that means? The ensuing Mercedes crash out.
But yes, that's what I would like because I just don't see unless Megan, maybe Megan. But I mean, if Megan wins the tag belts, I don't think that she would win the. I don't see another double champion happening. So, well, not double champion from AEW. So yeah, maybe. Who knows? And another one, Birds of Prey. Thank you, $2. Happy Black History
Thanks.
Month. Y'all are the best. Thank
You're the
you.
best. Do you want my kidney? Happy Black History Month.
Lauren, another $5. The division needs Athena on weekly TV, on TV weekly wrestling banger matches like Osprey did on the men's side. I agree.
I agree.
Not having Athena or Mercedes on TV regularly, the weekly TV match quality has not been great. And honestly, then this is another reason why I'm upset. And I tweeted this is just Chris Statlander's strength is wrestling. She should
And
have.
they don't have a wrestle.
She should have wrestled so much more during this reign. Another one, Laurent.
And the same reason that it's frustrating that we're not seeing Tony in women's action. Because it's like the women's action that we are getting is typically one match and it's not up to par with what we know the rest of the women's division can do.
Why am I watching Julia Hart singles matches, bro?
Again.
Enough.
Lyric, pause. I want you to know that as you're reading these super chats, you sound like Dr. Umar.
Thank you.
No.
At ease, queen. Bria said something crazy on Twitter. Shout out to Bria. I was talking about Clark Connors, and she said he could say whatever he wants. He said she fine. I said because he fine. I said at ease, queen. Save it for March 1st.
Also, is that the general consensus about Clark Connors? Is that how we feel?
I'm not gonna lie. He's getting Hangman's son comparisons from people, and I'm like, it's not there.
Clark Connors?
Yes.
I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to look at a picture of his face again.
Somebody said, yeah, maybe he can be Hangman's young boy. I said, oh, okay. I will say the space he occupies in Bullet Club is very similar to, well, not very similar, but it's the archetype of who Hangman was in New Japan Bullet Club at that time.
Yes.
The archetype. Execution.
I'm just stuck on the fact that people are really feeling this strongly about Clark Connors' appearance.
I like Clark Connors. You know, I like him. I think he's cool.
Great guy. I just meant that Bria want him.
Yeah.
That I don't get.
He's not the only one.
That's what I don't get that part. I don't get that part.
Yeah.
But you know what? Y'all like it. I love it. I'm an ally to that community.
At March 1st.
After the end of February. Thank you.
March 1st.
March 1st, Women's History Month. You can do whatever you want, girl.
At ease, queen. Someone's gonna have to take a billboard to get TK's attention about all the issues with the booking of the women's division. Listen, like I said,
don't y'all have his phone number? Didn't no dude tweet his?
All right. Birds of Prey, another $5. Thank you. Hey, y'all tore it up.
Thanks, guys. Wow. I'm rich.
I truly don't believe TK thought he had a women's roster until 2025. I've been playing this. This could have been a second women's match instead for 7 years. Man, we've been in hell.
It's his first day on Earth in terms of the women's division. He just found out that women are real. And
Tony Storm changed his life. I get it.
Truly.
I understand.
He said, matter of fact.
Well, actually.
Do you know there's more of them?
Said, oh my God, this women's agenda is crazy. Whoa. Next we had the backstage segments of Gabe Kidd and Clark Connors hog tying Darby Allin. Listen,
They get
oh,
kidnapped all the time. Whatever.
I think that's exactly how I feel. Like I've come to terms with, guess what? These guys are getting signed regardless. Sure, they're going to be AEW. And I guess this is their place now. But hopefully it's used to like build a Forbidden Door on a foundation of real hate. But at the same time, of what the Darby thing is, them torturing Darby isn't interesting. Guess what? Because Darby isn't interesting right now. Darby missed his. AEW is a very weird company in the sense of you can tell when somebody missed their window, their timing of like this. That's why you knew Hangman's reign was going to be on borrowed time, because you knew that time was supposed to be Darby's. So once Darby came back, he did the mock stuff, but once
your turn is over.
Your turn's over. And guess what? You looked up. Yes, Hangman has dropped the belt, but Hangman has dropped that belt to Samoa Joe, who drops it to MJF. And now MJF has about 5 or 6 different people gunning for the world title, and none of them are you.
Back of the line. And you know what? The thing is, right, like, I don't think Darby's particularly interesting right now. I don't think that what she said.
Darby breaking his foot was a canon event for the current men division. I swear to God.
Had he not got hit by a bus, we would be living in a whole different world, which is a crazy thought. Had he just not got hit by that bus. But you know what? I don't know if the world would be any better, but it would be different.
Here's the thing. I think everything happened for a reason. Not saying that I want him to get hit by a bus or anything. But if you go back, and I say this is people who we went to All In, right? We were on the road to All In. Do you get that weekend and that event if Darby Allin is the person doing the payoff? No, I don't think that the emotional investment was there. And I believe that if you were going to do that, you were going to have to do it directly after Sting's retirement.
Agreed.
It would have been that All In.
And here's the thing, right? I think that you've got Darby Allin, who you're trying to make interesting by putting him in a feud with Gabe Kidd.
You know what? I feel like Darby and Orange Cassidy are in the same boat right now as OGs. And now you putting them with people y'all just doing anything.
Y'all just playing around on these people TV. Because what the hell?
What's
if you're sitting around and you're trying to make me interested in something, the last thing that you should be doing is introducing Gabe Kidd. That is a booking crime. Booking felony.
You've seen Sinners, right?
No.
Oh. I was about to make a reference. Okay, well, that's your Black
History. You still can.
That's your Black History Month homework. You need to watch Sinners before.
I don't like scary stuff.
It's a whole different type of horror film.
That's what everybody says, but I don't do horror films at all.
Listen,
so I bought a ticket so I could support it. I just did not go.
Listen, no, Sinners is literally, I think, is like in the, I feel like there's like a library of like canonical Black pieces of media that we should all consume between books and TV and stuff. Sinners is in it.
I agree.
So you have to watch. No, Danny, I actually gonna hound you about this. Like, you gotta watch Sinners. And the thing is, somebody like you who values like Black history and culture, you would love Sinners.
That's what everybody's told me. I just can't. I can't.
And it's not. And I say this as somebody who has watched so much vampire and horror stuff. Sinners is nothing like any of that. Like, it's genuinely its own genre. I can't do. It's not even vampires or horror. I can't do creepy. Like, and here's the thing. I saw the trailer, and when it first came out, and everybody still wasn't quite sure what's going on. And honestly, never mind. I was about to start talking. I was like, actually, I think that's PTSD from the time that, I told you about it, Lyric, about what happened that when I was, you know what? I was just putting those two things together. Yeah, I won't be watching series. well, watch with the lights on. Watch it with the lights on. No,
Oh
seriously.
my God. I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to go to therapy and my therapist's gonna be like, why did
You
you do that?
watch it
My
over.
friend told me.
I'll watch it with you virtually. I'll watch it with you.
That sounds so lame.
You've never done that with anybody?
I don't have the attention span for that.
Oh,
It's,
I just
let me take it back. It's actually not lame. I think it's very sweet. And I've seen people do it as like long distance couples and stuff. I just don't have the attention span.
that's fair, but yeah.
I can't do movies when they're on the screen in front of me, let alone.
Well, I guarantee you would like Sinners, and to the point where I will literally mute it or like just shut off the screen during like the super scary bits. Sure. Um, I know for a fact you would love Sinners, even if you just watch the first half. Just watch the first half, and if you want to stop, if you want to, no, yeah, actually, let's make because it's kind of like built in two halves. Watch the first half, and if
Okay.
you want to stop once like they start introducing some of the supernatural bits, I will be okay with that.
Okay.
um but the reference that I was going to make for everybody who's watched Sinners is it's at the beginning of the movie. When smoke is stacked, they go to the what is it, the warehouse or whatever that they bought, and they trying to buy it from the white man. Obviously he's a Klan member, but yeah, they look at him and they're like, you wash these floors? Did you wash these floors? Because it's dirty. Did this man try to sell it? He's like, all right, man, I thought y'all was here to spend some money. I thought y'all was here to spend some money. Y'all wasting my time. That's kind of how I feel about Darby right now. In the sense of, ooh, thought we was here to spend some money. What done happened? What we doing? Y'all think we don't notice you ain't washed these floors? You trying to sell me the same dream that you was selling us 2 years ago. Sting been gone. Listen, y'all. We've gotten to the point. Sting done been retired so long. His actual son done got in the ring. We done bought his music.
Um, I want to say first and foremost, Lyric, you got them talking crazy about me in these comments.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't expect that, Danny. You
Danny's first day on Earth.
clearly, I thought that you were aligned with me because I'm like, yeah. Sinners. When you said no, I said, oh, I didn't know where this was supposed to, where this conversation was going. Um. So yeah,
I'll
I
hold that. I'll hold that. But
watched the first half of Sinners though. Commit to the first half.
I can't. Because
Can that be my
then I'm
birthday?
gonna come on here looking a fool because I didn't lie to you people. I'd
Let's see.
rather tell you the truth.
The song is called "I Lied to You." That's one of the key songs from Sinners. "I Lied to You." That's what the name of it. Listen, can that be my birthday gift? Can you watch the first half of Sinners?
No. I already got you a birthday gift, so that's
You did?
okay. Now if you react like that, you're not gonna get it. Okay.
Oh
If
my
we're gonna
god!
do this, if we're gonna do this, oh my gosh, we're friends for real. Then I'm gonna say no, we're not friends, and I'm gonna
You've
act like I hate you, and you not gonna get your gift.
unfortunately you've told too many people, and now I've told too many people. I said yeah. It's so funny. No, it's funny. I was talking to my best friend earlier today. It's like yeah. I said you're like Danielle. She was like, "Who's Danielle?" I said, "Oh yeah. We don't call her Danny anymore." I said, "Yeah." My
You
close
can
friend.
when I my close personal friend.
Yeah, I
You
said my close
can.
friend. No, no,
I
no,
just the only people that call me Deanie are the people of wrestling Twitter. So that's odd.
no.
And I was
Yeah,
like,
no.
we're like
That's,
friends now.
no, that's exactly what I told her. I said, yeah. No. Like we're actual friends now. I said, yeah. We don't do nicknames. Don't really do that. My close personal friend.
My close personal friend. But no, I got you a birthday gift. Um, Lord knows when it'll be arriving because I had it sent to me so I could send it to you, but I don't even have it yet. So uh this might be a delayed unboxing. But guys, we also have some exciting stuff coming up that's gonna run from Lyric's birthday to my birthday. So
That
keep
we need to really talk about.
we will flush out. But you know what? All I want to say is, right, one thing about the Dynamite Diaries. We mean what we say, brother. We've got some other people who are optional and speaking up on things every once in a while. You should know where we stand on just about everything. And we put our money where our mouth is, and we ask you guys to do the same. So that's all I'm going to say on that. But
That's
we've got
actually
some stuff we're working on.
That's actually a really good segue to the next match. Hangman versus Mark Davis. Y'all, what a week. What a week. What
Okay.
a week. I will and
Let's
we
not,
did a full
I was gonna
episode.
say, let's not belabor the point because
We
we
did
do
a
have to
full
get to Ricochet's stuff later. And I feel like we've covered most of our stuff and our opinions on Hangman.
did. But I was
But
saying the fact that we did say, like, we took a break from Twitter for a while. We came back of just like, guys, I think it is perfectly okay to hold your faves accountable.
yep,
I think that that's really the moral of the story. In
yep.
the sense of people can be criticized. You saw how well this match went today. It's because guess what? Because men weren't talking. He picked that microphone up afterwards. I said, "Oh my god!"
Everybody duck.
I started ducking.
I literally, I
Actually,
was like, snatch that microphone away from that man.
you don't
Now
need
it's
to
not
talk.
the fucking time to hear you fucking
You
talk.
don't need to talk like ever, like ever. You
I'm
do
telling you right now. I'm telling you right now. At least 6 to 8 weeks.
do
At
them.
least.
You do them flips, do them moonsaults, dead eye,
Shut
buckshot
the
lariat,
fuck
go to the
up.
back,
Shut the fuck up.
hit the curtain, hit the curtain, hit the curtain, brother. Good lord. But
Not trying to hear from you at the moment.
that being said, Mark Davis, really glad that they still have him slotted in on TV. It's really unfortunate that Jake Dorial is injured. I've actually really wanted to see this match for a really long time. Even before, like while Aussie Open was in New Japan at that time, because like I knew that Mark Davis just is such a slugger powerhouse. But yeah, this is good.
This
Like
match was great.
yeah. We just don't. Again, let's talk. Let's talking more wrestling. We don't need to do. I will. I
Drops
think
need to speak for themselves, brother, because
the
you
problem is
can't
when
do
we
it.
started giving men microphones, or platforms, or rights,
Or cameras, or
rights,
cars to get up to get places, or phones, or
rights, or free will. That was the problem. We gave men free will. That was our first mistake. Let's not do that anymore. Some of y'all need to be on a leash. Woo. But yes, this was
I
cool.
got some massive plans for Women's History Month, everybody.
Talk soon. Job's not finished.
This
Job's not.
cannot stay up, Lyric. We gonna have to fix it.
I think we're doing great, actually. The people are into it. Listen, we got. I think we broke a super chat record tonight.
We just oh, brother.
Hey, job's not finished,
What
man.
do you guys get out of this show? Like what? What?
They get the same thing we get. Really, really unethical dopamine.
I'm gonna change my Twitter bio to unethical dopamine.
Unethical. I like that. That should be a band name. Solo. Well, we had a video package for the Jet Kevin Knight. Talk soon. He's also on our top clients for 2026.
Strap the racket to him.
Absolutely. Next we had, oh my god, we had Kenny Omega versus Andrade. Listen, man, again, I said this last week, I'm saying it again. When it comes to Andrade, I understand why my big sister general, Big Ashley, you know a man like that is going to end well, but you gotta try.
You know what?
At least
you know what?
You gotta try.
I think that it is incredibly. We've spoken on it a little bit. Man, Andrade has clearly some of the worst commitment issues I've ever seen. And just I'm not even gonna speak on your personal life because I don't know you. I will say professional commitment issues to an extent that I have never seen before.
But you know what helps you? It's the lack of shame attached to
it. You know what? And what makes it even funnier is that everywhere he goes, he's like, this is the place. This is where I'm going to retire. This is it for me, brothers. And then he'll say, how ironclad is that contract?
He talked about something I want to retire AEW. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm
Before,
so sure.
maybe I will say the way that WWE acted after he debuted that first time was real nasty. What do you mean year-long non-compete? And he had to get them lawyers to get out of it. What are you talking about? Um, I do believe that while WWE is under TKO management, I highly doubt he goes back.
But
And
the thing with Andrade is you cannot say that for sure.
you can never bet, you can never say for sure, but I think that
You can make a bet. You can make a bet.
yeah.
But that's why I think it's part of the fun with Andrade. It's like he don't know.
he don't,
He don't know. So he don't even feel like he lying to you because
he
he's
keeps
saying
toes. But I think also too though, it's very clear that this time around is different, at least from the way that I guess what he discussed with Tony, because this is the best he's ever been presented by like anywhere.
I mean, yeah, you wrestling Kenny.
And but it's not even just like the wins, because I mean pinning Swerve and Kenny is big, right? Like the thing that's big. It's just his whole swag. Like, oh my, the way the way the girls be hollering, they be hollering.
I
You
don't
got
get that one either.
I said, oh my God.
Am I just do I just see it in the wrong people? Because people are falling out about Andrade.
It's the confidence. I think that's it. It's not even the way that he looks. For me, it's the confidence. I think
See, I don't think that works for me.
well, yeah, he walks in the room like you know I can take your bitch. You know that?
You know that?
You know that?
I think that's only attractive to me in theory.
Well, when it's happening to somebody else, like I like, you know, don't say that to me, but say that to them. I like the confidence a lot, and I think also too, I think he has a better idea of what he brings to the table, and I kind of do think that's why he hopped around companies for a lot, because I don't think he saw himself as a main event star. I'm not sure if the company saw him as a main event star, and so everybody puts him like with a manager, and they do this and that, and it's like all this. And I think like he has an idea now of what does Andrade El Idolo look like? What does me being the face of, as a trailblazing Mexican face of this American promotion looks like? And I think like he has put all those pieces together. Okay, like this is how do I bring all these things together? In the sense of even now of him retouching with his New Japan roots, you know, he's going to go back to CMLL, you know, having AEW. It's like he's brought all these versions of himself together, and he's confident. And because I honestly think if it wasn't for the marriage, I think he would have stayed in AEW that first time. I don't think
so.
I 1000% think so. He had just hit his stride. And even the report said that. Like the report flat out said, yeah, Charlotte wanted him to come, and you know, because they which is totally valid, makes sense. You know, family comes first. But he had just hit his stride. He had just.
But also reportedly that I won't get into. Never mind, actually. But because it doesn't really matter. But I was gonna say I will be honest and say that I was never somebody. I always enjoyed watching Andrade, but I was never somebody that was like, oh, this is the guy until
Me
he came
neither.
back to AEW. And so it's been really good to watch him work. You can go ahead.
I was gonna say I didn't see the vision with Andrade until the very end. He had a fantastic concept.
Yeah, right before he left. Yep.
Yes, and that's what really came together for me. And you could tell he was really happy. I think he was really happy with his performances at that time. And even TK said the reason why he left was it was very family motivated, and you could tell.
Which family?
I knew from.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's too easy. I'm sorry.
When he was in WWE, I saw clips. I said, I looked in this nigga's eyes. He don't love it. He not locked in. Even when I saw Andrade on Collision, he ripped them pants off. I said, he's home. He's home.
Too easy. That's too
It's
easy.
something about it's something about AEW that you can always tell when a real freak has landed. Like a real wrestling freak has entered the chat.
I think that it'll be interesting to see what happens after this initial push. Um, and to
I agree.
see, kind of where he ends up landing beyond this. So, but for the first time, I'm compelled to see it. I'm
Yes,
excited. This
I also
match,
think too
sorry, go ahead.
with the Don Callis family. I think he's just going to probably ride out this year as once they push Takeshita and Kyle out. He's probably going to ride it out as number one or number two behind Okada.
Yeah.
And it he'll I think he's going to be a big deal. Oh, another super chat. Mike Allen 952 $5. Thank you very much. Andrade started sweet talking TK with that Latin lover tone, like, "Hey, yeah, I'm retiring here." TK was like, "Yeah, you going over Swerve and Kenny? Fine. You about to go over Hangman too." I think that they should do MJF versus Andrade. I like a
I
good
agree.
heel matchup, and I'm gonna be honest. I don't think that I'm not dying to see MJF versus Hangman again. We did it twice last year. It's not
Yep.
like oh my gosh, like I need a trilogy. Uh,
100% agree.
it would have been, yeah. I'm not really enthused about that.
And especially knowing that it that belt should only change hands to my goat. Um, yeah, let's do run Andrade MJF.
Hello, but yeah,
But this match was fantastic.
it was.
Um,
Oh,
wow. I loved this bad, y'all. Bad.
Kenny stuck the landing on that "you can't escape." Sounds came out of me that I didn't know I could make. I
Hey,
like
more than sounds.
Kenny. I don't think I'll ever love anybody the way I love you. Do you understand?
It's a little
Anybody,
crazy.
you tell me who your ops are. You point them out. You send me a list. Check it twice.
Consider them dealt with.
Consider it handled. Call me Olivia.
Consider it handled.
It's handled. Call me Olivia Pope. It's handled. Kenny, I don't never want you to do that. I'm washed. I'm broke down. Can me ever again. Oh my God. My goat wrestling like he knows who he is.
Show them who you are.
Show them who you are. Show them who you are. We eat those. We eat those. I said this went. Actually, I said yeah, it's fine. A loss here that don't matter. Said that.
Sign right here, baby girl. Because matter of fact,
here.
that title is yours in Canada.
In Canada, we're going to your home country. Amen.
Amen.
Sign right here. It don't matter. I really want to go to Dynasty now. I do really want to go to Dynasty. Vancouver has Dynasty and Hudson Williams. They do. Am I supposed to lie?
And that's it. What the fuck else is in fucking Vancouver?
Did you know that? Well, actually, Vancouver is one of the most
the Canucks
popular cities in the world for ethical polyamory.
Why do you know that?
I've learned, listen, ever
Why do
since
you know that?
Peter Rivalry came out, I've learned words that none of them are in the Bible. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I've learned things. Apparently, Vancouver is one of the most diverse cities in Canada, both racially. And
we're not moving there.
Shit, I think about it.
I'm asking what is there to do over the course of Dynasty weekend in Vancouver? You said ethical polyamory. No, not in 48 hours.
I think that's more than enough time.
Then it's not ethical.
Job's not finished.
Everybody's job is to finish.
Everybody's job is to finish. Sign right there. Sign right there. Actually,
What are we even talking about,
we
man?
might go. We should. I was about to say hunting. That's the wrong word. But I was going to say maybe we should go
You ever
searching
been hunting?
for our good friend Hudson. See if he's in town.
I think in the same way that Zoran Mamdani is an AEW fan, I think that we could convince Hudson
Oh,
Williams.
for sure, absolutely.
So, okay, guys, so we've got a lot of missions coming out of this episode of the Dynamite Diaries. The first one is to get Tony Khan to experience the world more. Books, movies, TV
Somebody,
shows.
sorry, Paul. Somebody said Heat of Rivalry ain't nothing but Golden Lovers and Yuri on Ice.
Well, yes.
Golden Lovers on Ice. Yes,
And you
yes.
know what? That's why the second actually brings me to our second mission, which is to get William Peter Charles laid up. He's not doing nothing. Um, oh, he's running a promotion. Okay, you got time.
He on the phone
Um,
with AJ Styles right now.
come on. Get off the phone or take a break. Watch my good friends Shane and Ilya experience what they got going on. Wait, can we talk about before we talk about the main event?
You want to talk about
Oh,
MJF?
oh yeah,
We're talking about Heat of Rivalry.
yeah. Because I saw the screenshot, bitch. MJF tweeted a picture and he was like, somebody sent this to me. And it was a picture of him looking at the screen and it had heated rivalry on the screen. He was like, somebody sent this to me. This is unacceptable. Took the tweet down not even 5 minutes later. But what you can erase from Twitter, you cannot erase from my photo library. Okay.
Somebody sent this to me. You may, I know somebody where you make up your own allegations. You
You sent that to your damn self. And then you took it down so people would be like, what was that? Maxwell Jacob Friedman,
he's
you've met my good friend Ilya Rosenhoff. I know that for sure.
you know
Okay.
them very well. You know him
You
very
know them very well, intimately well. You've seen parts of them that we've all seen. Okay. We're bonded. You're no better than me, bitch.
Gonna ask him what
So
are your thoughts on tuna melts.
yeah, Maxwell Jacob Friedman. We'll add that to the list of things, the task we got going on. We know you've seen Heated Rivalry. Everyone ask him, what was his favorite scene in Heated Rivalry? And you can even list it out. We can list some options for him. Was it the Vegas bathroom scene? Okay. Was it um was it just straight up when there was cheeks getting clapped when they were
Which one?
you know what's funny? I just had the realization that like this is a professional wrestling after show. We talk about that show so much. The bulk of people watching this have no idea what Heated Rivalry is, and we just throw in tidbits here that must make it sound like the strangest show in the world.
Actually, if you know what the golden lovers are, it's not too far off.
And you should, and you should
Somebody
know
said,
both.
bro, who's the first name, last name? Bush never said they do unethical polyamory in Winnipeg.
Oh my God, how do you think we got Kinosuke Takeshita? Oh my God.
You know, I told y'all, Kenny got 3 kids and they all got different daddies. Do what you will with that information. But yes, don't worry.
Impreg is so important.
If you like the Golden Lovers, you've seen Heater Rivalry. Well, yes. Next, after Kenny Andrade, obviously, so at Grand Slam, Australia, we're gonna have Andrade versus Hangman. Swerve is really mad. He tried to help Kenny. It backfired. Now him and Kenny are beefing. I like that. I like when y'all yell at each other. It makes me really happy. It's so funny because Swerve and Kenny actually have no real reason to like each other or dislike each other. They don't.
Yeah.
Well, they do have a reason. None of them are. They're not admitting the reason they're actually mad at each other. And I think that's what makes this so.
It's the unethical polyamory. That's what that is.
They told her, yeah, it's about respect. So they're not. Y'all are beefing over a man. Just admit it. Just be honest. I I
You're
think
harlots.
the last time y'all saw each other, y'all was hugging, giggling, playing music and anarchy in the arena. It was really fun. Everybody was having such a good time. Y'all were like best of friends, doing Flosberry flops and all sorts of stuff, playing Let the Bodies Hit the Floor. Yeah, you know, y'all were having your little classic rock session. It was great. And but suddenly, now you just magically don't like each other. Admit it. I can't wait until they really get down to the bottom of why they don't really like each other. Again, the intrusive thoughts are really gonna start being Swerve ass. And now that we know that hashtag he is on his way back, that's what's really gonna take him crazy. That's gonna
Oh, y'all think y'all seen a Swerve crash out? Wait till the Billy Goat come back and say, I don't know, Swerve. I think you're in the wrong.
you would take a face full of thumbtacks for me, but you won't put down that he's gonna start talking about Kenny Omega like Ilya talk about Scott Hunter, that Jurassic dinosaur.
That old ass man, you're gonna take his side.
He's gonna call him so many types of
Everything but a child of God.
anything but a child of God. I can't wait. I actually really can't wait. And also too, I'm really excited about this because I'm excited for Prince Nana to do something interesting. I feel like he had manager of the year on lock for like 2 years. Last year was a slower year for him, so I'm excited for him to come back and get back, snatch his crown again.
I like that you like that. I don't care about that.
Okay, well, that's a crazy thing to say during Black History Month, but sure. Um,
I think he should get paid regardless. I don't feel the
he will
need to
get
see
paid.
him do more. I don't
He
feel
will
the
get.
need to see him do more. I just
Oh,
don't care.
he'll get paid regardless. But I think like depending on what Swerve is doing at the time depends on like really this depends on how active he gets to be. Like for example, like he played a big role in the Swerve Ricochet feud, which I really love. The first
Yeah.
iteration of like the Swerve Hangman feud, which I also enjoyed. Same thing is so I think like when he's able to same thing with like the Osprey stuff, I think Swerve is at his best when him and Nana are really able to help each other. So I'm a fan.
Sure.
Sure.
You like it, I love it.
Next, we talked about it a little bit, but with the women's tag belts,
We gotta move on.
yeah, but they're gonna do Megan and Penelope versus Babes of Wrath at Grand Slam Australia. Next, what else? Oh, did you see the Ciampa debut last week?
I actually did.
It was really good.
It was good.
I really
I will say if I'm Kyle Fletcher, I'm getting a gun.
well, we should have been did that.
Yeah.
I know he really
Just for amusement purposes. Oh my God, this show is we got a lot on this one.
and the crazy thing
everything
we're only
everything
2 hours
said on
in.
the Dynamite Diaries is purely satirical.
Really, I'm gonna be honest. If you watch the show and you've actually taken it serious, you need to call your therapist.
Please, because
We're
well,
not
I was gonna say
trained
something.
professionals. Next,
I mean I am, but not in this. I'm a trained professional in I was no, that was crazy. I can't put that on the internet. I was gonna say that me and Shane Holland um move on. I'm
you
getting
know that
delirious.
you know that Ottawa literally declared a Shane Hollander day. I said, bro,
Crazy.
y'all, we're all like,
Crazy.
this is real
It's
psychosis.
Connor's hosting SNL. He been famous for 2 months
They
hosting
literally
SNL.
carried the Olympic torch.
I ain't never seen this level of just straight to the top. Whoa!
I haven't
That's
seen
the
it in
Prime
years.
Minister of Canada.
And you literally got your leg up on them.
And
Live.
he asked for it.
Hudson Williams, truly national treasure. Listen,
Not
I,
even our nation.
I texted you. I said, bro, Canada done gave us Kenny Omega and Hudson Williams. Maybe we need to see what they talking about. I mean,
I'm not falling for the Canada propaganda. I'm not going to Vancouver.
I could be persuaded.
I'm sure you could.
And the thing is like I'm interested by places that have freedoms that I never thought about. I'll probably never partake in them, but it is comforting that like everything legal here. What that mean? You know, like what that mean?
I mean, everything's legal if you don't get caught.
I'm fair, but I'm also black. You know, I like to have a little bit of like wiggle room in case it gets sticky.
I
Just
don't commit crimes, by the way. I want to add.
me neither. I have bad anxiety,
I
unfortunately.
could never, and I tweeted this like the other day, but I could never, if y'all see me accused of a crime, please know I'm innocent because I could never go to jail because they don't have archive of our own on there. And what would I do?
What am
I
I
would
supposed to do
genuinely,
without my bedtime stories?
without 48 hours in archive of our own, you would want to put me on a 24/7 surveillance.
I will say,
What's the reason?
out of all the countries I visited, Canada, and I've only been to Toronto, but I was like, oh, this just looks like America. Like
Yeah.
if like
I've never been to Canada.
if the measurements weren't in like kilometers and stuff like that, I would not have known that I wasn't in America, if
Yeah.
that makes sense. However, it was a different vibe in the sense of it felt very peaceful. And especially I was there during June because I went during Forbidden Door weekend when it was in Toronto. So it's during Pride, and I will say like everybody got a damn flag in their window. I said, "What kind of place is this?" I said, "This seems kind of awesome." I
Welcome
mean,
to the North.
I like. Everybody got they got these flags in their windows. It's all really everybody seems super chill. Maple syrup everywhere. I mean, I didn't dislike it at all. I enjoyed myself. It was just more so I was just kind of taken aback because I remember I was asking somebody. I said, "What is Canadian culture?" I was like, tell me. And people are like, oh yeah, you would have to come back during the winter, like for hockey season and stuff like that. I was like, okay, sure. So I would like to see. I've always wanted to go like snowboarding and stuff like that, or at least no, I would like to give the illusion of snowboarding. Like I want to put on like the cute snowsuit, but I don't think I really want to do like the physical activity. I want to go to like a ski lodge and like sit in the sauna all day.
That's what I did in Switzerland.
Ex- Oh my gosh, I went to Sweden and literally it was so cold, but I just kind of just I was there for the plot, Like
Yeah.
I like being around snow. Um I
I
just
see, I don't, but it was summertime in
oh,
Switzerland, but we were in the mountains, so there was some snow at like the top and like with the glaciers and stuff. But
mhm.
like I wasn't excited to go to Switzerland. It was just like part of like the trip that we had planned. But I loved it. Fucking love
I
Switzerland.
will say
It's
I'm
so
following
beautiful.
I'm going to follow Team Canada in the Olympics cuz I'm so interested. I'm really so interested. Like um I now have been locked in the hockey drama. I meant to watch the Sharks Blackhawks game.
I
Um,
did.
I saw the clips. It seemed like it really interesting.
But I hate the Blackhawks. They know what they did. Lyric, it's been 2 hours. We have got to get
Yeah,
to
yeah,
our point.
let's move on, guys. This was so much fun. Next we had Ricochet versus Jack Perry. Good match. I want to talk about Ricochet real quick because I promised everybody I was going to talk about Ricochet today. If it have you seen the tweets? Did you see him?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay. If you've seen the tweets, Ricochet has been going like I don't even want to say ranting because he's really just telling the truth, and everybody's really writing him off as just being aggressive. I think he's just sharing his experiences, in the sense of talking about his time in WWE and feeling like they killed his love for the game and like really they drain your creativity. And he talked about other guys who have experienced this. He said Shinsuke, Finn Balor. Did he say Sami Zayn?
No, he's in a different tweet. He said, "I feel like El Generico was better than Sami Zayn."
Correct. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I think it's really valid. And the thing is, sometimes people talk about, WWE and people want to say like they're jobbers and stuff like, but guess what? Ricochet is very accomplished in the sense of whether you like him or not, he has had enough success in enough different places to where his opinion at minimum should be respected. He is not lying. And I can say this from a media standpoint. there are people who will look down on you if you haven't covered Royal Rumbles or WrestleMania. Like, we feel it. So of course, this happens with wrestlers too, and so many people are scared, and they, in the sense of, they believe that, oh my gosh, this is my lifelong dream, and this is, and it doesn't end up being that way, especially for Black talent, right? And especially for people who come over from places like New Japan or Ring of Honor, because it's clearly a culture that is meant to break you if you didn't come from that system. If you weren't directly molded from performance center or pre-performance center, or things like that, it's being molded to, like, really, like, I guess, break you down. That's why you'll see people, if they do hop from AEW, they immediately just throw AEW under the bus. I was in hell. Oh my goodness, this was always the plan. I was just, just stepping across.
I just need the platform.
Absolutely, right. Just because they don't want that backlash. And think about it. Cody felt it. If you don't think that WrestleMania 39 was a hazing ritual, you are sadly mistaken. You are sadly mistaken. That was a hazing ritual. And it's just really obvious. And I think a really good example was the Tanahashi retirement tour.
Yeah.
And Shinsuke not being able to be a part of it, but even just looking at the way that Tanahashi went out versus how John Cena went out, in the sense of how an ace is treated after all of their years of service. um, it's just really, it's really valid, and I'm glad that he said it. And I think that I'm personally proud that he said it, especially as a Black man, because we know, like, the nuance of, I think, Black men specifically in wrestling, especially over the past 10 years, as far as star power, and why there's been so little of it, particularly in WWE, is because of these conscious systemic barriers that nobody wants to talk about, and people are scared to talk about. Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins, they did an interview about, what was it, about 2 years ago, and they were talking about wanting more for themselves, and that was supposed to be the dog whistle, essentially, to, like, fans, to put pressure, of be like, yeah, get these guys on TV. Y'all told them shut up and dance. Yeah, put your cups up, do your little street profits dance. You're asking for too much. Your time will come. Your time will come. Your time will come. Guess what? The time's not coming. Mox talked about it a lot when he left, and that's why, he, about his business, his love for the game being killed. That's why he went on that crazy run as soon as he was free, did a G1, was in the start of AEW, the working indies and stuff like that. He said, I gotta actually scrub the taste of this out my mouth. This is so not fun.
That's why I was
Go
just gonna add, I think to a certain extent, right? Like, and what I got from reading those tweets from him, well, I had two separate thoughts, but what I got from reading those tweets for him was, you know what? I actually think, like, it's two different games, and I think somebody like Ricochet, who's so well accomplished and well respected before he went to WWE,
ahead.
and then being utilized or not utilized in the way that he was for so many years, year in, year out. And then coming out of that the other side, I do think that you would take a look back at it and you would say, I know who I was going in and I know who I was coming out. And I think that a lot of you also have to keep in mind that a lot of folks will only be familiar with your WWE work. Like, truly, the bulk of folks are not going to watch Dragon Gate. The bulk of folks are not going to know what you did here, there, everywhere else. And that I can completely understand how that stings, because if the only perception people have of you is something that you don't feel like is an accurate representation of you or your body of work, of course you're gonna feel some type of way about that. And he doubled down on the word legacy, because there were several people who were saying, like, like, we're not saying that this was good, bad, or whatever. He said, no, what I'm saying is I think that it does tarnish their legacies.
Correct.
And I think that there is absolutely merit to that, because when you know that this certain person is capable of being more, or what they were before they came into this situation. And like you said, like some of it straight up feels like humiliation rituals, and then some of it is just like, oh, you don't see the you don't know who I am for real. Because if you knew who you were dealing with for real, and I will say my one thing with him in this rant, it's not even a rant because I think everything that he said was valid.
Mhm.
Um, my one thing was I don't know if it's necessarily fair to talk about other people who actively work there, tarnishing their legacies okay, and name dropping.
I ain't gonna lie.
That part was a little crazy.
It was it was nasty but fair. I ain't gonna lie, because the thing is,
He didn't lie. The
y'all
people
ain't
that
got
he
no
said,
problem calling me to the carpet. So yeah, I'm about to tell you. Yeah, we all talk about it. They are in there.
but
They
I'm like, that is a little crazy to say, oh yeah, Finn
but
Balor
the
who's
fact that
actively
he
working there.
but guess
But he's
what?
not wrong.
The fact that he said their names, that's how I knew it was true. He said, yeah. Ask him right now. He said, ask him right now. Put him on live right now. I'll give you $1,000. Put him on live. I'll give you $1,000. No, he was that's Jalen, exactly. This is exactly what Will
Yes.
Ospreay did to him.
And guess what? It worked.
It worked.
Guess what? It worked. Huh?
Talk soon, hashtag jobs not finished. And I think that's it.
Osprey be looking at people 100% dead ass like, don't you want more out of your life?
But I think that goes back to like the AJ Styles thing of
Yes.
that happened. AJ Styles' last match in WWE happened this past week, and I didn't watch the match, but like between clips and the timeline, I was like, is this actually a retirement match? Everybody was like, yeah, see you on Dynamite, big bro. It's very clear like he's going to wrestle again, and
Impact.
I think he should, in the sense of your AJ Styles. For me, if we're thinking about top 5 North American wrestlers this decade, even in no order, AJ Styles, Bryan Danielson, Kenny Omega, Samoa Joe. I'm not sure who would be the 5th. I think that's a fair assessment. Those 4 at minimum. Especially if you're like thinking like 2010s.
Okay. Sorry. You said this decade and I was thinking 2020s and I was
Sorry, I'm
like,
thinking 2010. Sorry,
I got you. Sorry.
at least those, I would say those guys, at least for top 4. And I believe that he deserves a proper send off. And and for him, you got to think he wasn't made by the WWE system. So if I know that I jumped ship here about what 10, 11 years ago, and I didn't make me, but the nigga they did make, John Cena, if that's what they did to him, oh, I know what y'all do to me. Hey,
I can't go outside, bro. I can't go outside.
especially when my knees still work. I've conserved my body over these last couple of years. Yeah, I can go turn up a little bit. I can go wrestle this nigga Osprey and do something crazy.
William Peter Charles is frothing at the mouth.
Especially, I know Kenny about to hang it up soon. I know all these people, and the thing is, guess what? The stories are already there. It's not like you got to like build beef with these people. These are your friends. These are people that they're on your level. It's not like you're going to be, and I think that's also the thing. People are like, oh, well, he can go back to TNA. Guess what? The TNA he knew, there's more of that in AEW than is in actual TNA now.
100%.
The people that he would be going to wrestle, like, keep on, AEW has Samoa Joe. If you want some of those TNA matches, you can have a moment and you can have Sting come back and like tap him with the bat or something. They're all the things that he would want from that, mystical TNA return. AEW has those things and those people. And so it just gets
to and point. TNA ain't got the money.
Guess what? And even with AEW, you can end your career in the Tokyo Dome. If you would like, you can wrestle in AEW all year, do a match in New Japan at the end, and that's that's that. If he really wanted to work TNA, he would. But I think you could tell he pretended like he didn't care, but he cares about his legacy, and he should. He has an amazing one. Even he's one of the rare people in WWE who I can say, like, even if he wasn't always the top star, his body of work never embarrassed his other stuff, you know? It never embarrassed the work. It might not have been to the same level as what he did in New Japan or TNA, but it's never been an embarrassment.
Which
Um,
I think was Ricochet's point, and that
Correct.
there are guys in and women in WWE right now whose stuff absolutely pales in comparison to what they're actually capable of and what they were doing before they went there.
Correct.
So
And I,
it's a whole different game. Like it's a whole different, what's expected of you is different. What you might want out of it is different. Like it is just completely top to bottom different.
and I think also too, how do I say it? I feel like the only people who can ethically and reasonably engage with this conversation are people who are actually exposed to other wrestling. If you
Agreed.
only watch WWE, I know what you think. You're gonna be like, "Oh yeah, but it's the top. Is this?" But if you love wrestling, right? If you don't care about the attendance numbers, or you don't care about like the streams or whatever, things like that. If you care about wrestling and you see like all these promotions as equal in your mind just because of quality of roster and things like that, you know exactly what we've been saying. You want to know why? Because we as fans have these conversations all the time. We talk about these things all the time. We about, oh, such and such, it's not going to be the same. For example, like when they ran AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura the first time in WWE, and it paled in comparison to what they were able to do in New Japan. Even Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens' rivalry has been sanitized from what it was in Ring of Honor. You know, they still have made magic together, but it's very different.
Also because what also because the audience doesn't respect you the way they did in those other places.
No, and
So
and it's little things that you do that a WWE audience don't even pick up on. You know,
exactly.
you bring your gloves or you bring these nods to different parts of your career. They don't even know what's happening. You
No.
know, especially in trying to imagine if AJ Styles really ended his career as Saudi and with a quarter full arena. Are you kidding me? If AEW says
Oh, I had a joke.
no, if AEW said, I bet Tony said right now, yeah, we will literally book an arena in Atlanta, sell it out for your retirement match right now, right now,
Right now.
right now, and near your hometown, all this stuff. Like we'll do that right now, and I just think that people's legacies matter, and I think that's why I've always been so attached to wrestlers like Kenny and people of that ilk, is because I think when I first started watching him, he taught me to kind of like look at a wrestler's catalog as a body of work, you know, that not just like, oh, I'm watching wrestling every week. You know, this is my routine, but more so of like every match is adding to something. These matches all tell a story, you know, like this catalog is important. This body of work is important. When he steps away from the game one day, I look forward to being able to sharing the Kenny Omega catalog with other people, of being like, no, you watch this era for this, you watch this era for that, and the trios matches are even important, and the tag matches are even important. Everything is important, you know. Osprey has that approach to his work as well, and I just think that I love when wrestlers think like that. I think that's why Samoa Joe decided to go on one more run at AEW. That's damn sure why Sting decided. And this is not saying that AEW is perfect, but one thing that I can say about Tony Khan, he's a mark. And if he was a fan of you growing up, oh my God.
He not letting no legend go outside.
No, never, never. He'll do a lot. And that's why, even to a certain point, like Mercedes is such an interesting person because people always assume that she's going to retire in WWE, but it's just like W. And I'm not saying that any company has ever. I'm not sure if any American company has ever successfully done a great women's retirement before a run. I think we still have yet to see it. Trish Stratus comes to mind, yes, but you got to think even her retirement match is technically it was a Cinderella story, but I think it was what 7 minutes long. Her last match at that time, even though she did get to retire as a champion in her hometown of Toronto. Trish is kind of like the closest, but we've never seen a run for a woman. And I don't see WWE really giving Mercedes that free reign eventually and being like, for your retirement run, you can do whatever you want, go wherever you want. Tony Khan, if Mercedes Monday says she's hanging up the boots, I want to wrestle here, 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 this girl, this girl, this girl, this girl. I want to retire in Boston in the TD Garden. I want it to be stowed out to the pack. I want this, 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 and this. All he's going to hand her a blank check. You tell me how much it costs. I will pay for it. You could do that here. I don't think she's going to get that anywhere else. And I think that that's also for the wrestlers who care, and that's why Mercedes is here. Mercedes is a real freak. She really loved this wrestling shit. Clearly, you think the niggas go in the House of Glory for fun? No, no. You think she the Winnipeg Pro Wrestling Women's Champion for fun? Kenny don't even go to Winnipeg like that. He from there.
That's why he don't go.
He don't.
Ain't shit to do.
And so
But I agree.
We don't need to. I think even if you don't agree with Ricochet, respect his right to feel the way that he feels. He made a lot of history, you know, especially the stuff that he was doing in Dragon Gate, especially as a black wrestler. He laid the blueprint. Even watching that match tonight with Jack Perry, a lot of flippy wrestlers that we love today, Ricochet was the blueprint. And he was able to get success everywhere, you know, in Dragon Gate. I think he's the first black winner of Best of the Super Juniors. He is the first, I know for a fact he's the first black man to main event both the Tokyo Dome and Arena Mexico. I think either of them, actually. He's not no scrub, you know. We can say he was successful in Lucha Underground. He was successful. He was successful in AEW. He was even in WWE. He still did win gold on several occasions.
And I think that it's 1 a.m. We have got to go. But I think that the thing to me that really sticks out about the Ricochet thing is like, y'all, it is his opinion about his own career. So y'all being like, oh, you actually did this, and here. Okay, but at the end of the day, that is that man's life and that man's, legacy and that man's opinion on it. And if he wants to have a broader opinion about what WWE does to legacies, he's entitled to do that. He spent enough time not only in WWE, but as we were saying, he spent enough time establishing himself everywhere else that he deserves to be listened to. And you could disagree with that part, with the broader point, but him telling you point blank about his own career, bruh.
I think also too, it goes back to the sense of half of y'all are trying to say like, hey, like look at it this way. If you've only seen Ricochet's WWE work, you've only seen it, and you haven't seen the stuff he did before then. No, he shouldn't listen to you, you dumb fuck. I respectfully, there's people that I discovered through. I thought Shinsuke Nakamura was so cool when he came to WWE, and he was. I think his NXT run was phenomenal. And then I started watching New Japan, and I look at his stuff. I'm like, oh my god, he's a scrub. Now, y'all know that. Even Kenta has said this when he went to WWE. He became Hideo Itami. Disaster. Kushida, disaster. Like it was a disaster. We can be honest, we can be honest. And I think like you just got to really humble yourself. Watch other wrestling. Watch other wrestling. If you trying to tell me that Finn Balor and Big 2026 is clearing Prince Devitt? Shut up. You sound stupid.
No.
I digress. Ricochet versus Jack Perry was really good. Jack Perry.
I loved this match. More than liked it. I loved this.
Jack Perry had the Kenny Omega Tokyo Dome hair with the braids there. I said, oh, he's feeling inspired.
Honestly, I saw Jack Perry's hair today and I was like, you know what? That looks like perfect hair to like add in for your wavy pieces for like boho knotless. Yeah, perfect waved 03 body wave hair.
The Young Bucks came out. They look fantastic. Nick Jackson he flew down the ramp and just flew. Like just flew.
Flung himself. Yes.
I said, "Oh my god, they wearing tassels. We're so back. Put this in my veins." I'm into it. I think that I'm just excited to see the Bucks back.
Always.
I think, and I think that Ricochet is just it's just a really good foil for them. And the demand. I love what they're doing. And last but certainly not least, we had
Least.
well, yeah, sure.
Just because it was 30 seconds.
Yeah. We had Brody versus MJF. Also, not MJF, but him too. But AEW, you play too much because why did the bell ring at 12:03? I mean 10:03.
All Elite Wrestling. I think I suffer from time blindness, you are the most chronic and absolutely like inexcusable case ever. How your main event of your show gonna start when the show's supposed to be over?
And this is
And
not.
I don't care. And I don't care that people are like, oh, it was always gonna be short. It was always gonna be whatever. It don't matter.
It didn't start at 9:57.
Like the show is over.
Like this is not like this is like I get it. I get it. You got so much money. You got override money. Sure. Do you know that we got other stuff to do?
We say, here we are. It's 1 a.m. talking about their damn show.
Well, but here's the thing. We have to spend
They don't know that.
30 minutes, 30 to 45 minutes talking about the important things before we get to talking about the show.
That's
and so
true.
we can't get to that as quickly if they are dragging their feet to go
That's
live.
true. All Elite Wrestling hates the Dynamite Diaries, and every overrun is just a personal ploy to get us to fail.
It's a personal attack. Many are saying
Really.
this.
The scheme that Todd set up.
I will say, MJF, I do have to give you your credit. This reign is really good. And I think it's some of it has come from talking less, wrestling more, interesting challengers, feuds that make sense, and not overcomplicating the middle. I think that's something that MJF has really struggled with. Oh yeah, you got to jump through like the 3 stages of hell to get a title shot with me, etc. Guess what? Now all these niggas got to do. Hey, y'all just fight each other,
beat each other,
and the winner come find me. Perfect.
That's how it's supposed to be. And I completely agree. I really have enjoyed this. I also think I don't know how else to phrase it besides like right now he makes sense as a champion.
He does.
You know, and it may not necessarily be what you want to see or what you whatever or what I would pick or what I would have picked for us to end up here. But right now he makes sense as a champion. I think that he is, we've said it before, when MJF is on, he's a very compelling character. When MJF is off, it is
help us all.
Ew, everybody duck. And honestly, I will say for the most part, since he has been world champion, he's just been on. And I think that this match, I get why we did it, right? I also I won't get into it, but I hate eliminator matches. I think they're dumb as fuck. Like they're so fucking stupid. But you set up for an actual title shot, cool, fine, whatever. You also don't have to have your champion. You can have your champion with an excuse as to why they end up on their back. I get it. I don't know. As long as all of this ends with Kenny Omega's champion of the world,
y'all can do whatever y'all want in that middle.
Y'all can do whatever you want.
Y'all can do whatever you want in that middle. However, though,
I'm not picky.
Kenny Omega must be champion.
That's not non-negotiable. That's non-negotiable.
Yeah, like again, that's why I said we have time. That's why I'm not really stressing. Dynasty. I'm really Dynasty. Y'all can do whatever y'all want for Revolution. That's cool with me. Grand Slam Australia also really cool with me. I'm really into it. But when we get to Canada,
when is that?
There will be April.
Is that April? Okay, so by my birthday,
There will be no ethical polyamory going on here. This will be monogamy.
strictly monogamous.
One belt, one belt, one man,
One man,
band, one sound.
two
That's
girls, one cup.
no.
What'd I lose you?
No. No. No.
Okay.
No. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You know what I will say? That just brings me back to a time, bro. The internet to go viral back in the day, like before, like you had to do some real egregious shit for like your a viral moment to like really
I've
breach.
never seen that video, but
Me
I
neither. But
agree.
we've all heard about it, you know,
Yeah.
like to breach like the public consciousness. You really had to do some egregious.
Or
Go.
you had to be hot and then you end up on Ellen,
That's fair. To this day,
which
probably
has its own challenges.
the most famous lesbian that ever lived. Ellen. Um,
It's
we,
not
we,
untrue.
yeah, we gotta fix that though. Well, you know, maybe it's Queen Latifah now.
I was gonna say Queen Latifah. I think that
You
Queen
saw that?
Latifah has,
Yeah.
yeah, and she's a more acceptable answer. I'll say that.
Correct. And her hair always done. Amen.
That's
She
true.
never had a bad hair day in her life. Shout
If
out to
it's laid, then it's laid.
But yeah, I think that's the show. That was Dynamite. We 2 hours and 36 minutes. We're crazy.
Dear God.
Say people have really been fucking with these super long episodes because our views have been up these last couple weeks.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know.
I
The
don't
thing is,
even know what the hell we saying.
we weren't on Twitter for like 2 weeks.
No, maybe that's why they were like, finally, they shut the fuck up.
Should we do that again? You think that was what happened? Like people were like, "Oh, we need to hear from them. Just we can't give them to it for free. We give too much of our opinions away for free."
I think my problem is I just have an opinion about everything, so I don't know when to stop.
I have an ongoing stream of consciousness. Yeah.
Sure.
So there's that.
My whole life just a semicolon. The sentence never ends.
Anything that you like to plug or talk about?
Brand new episode of Black Girl Wrestling tomorrow. I haven't recorded it. I don't know what it's about, but it will be new and it will be tomorrow.
Did we talk about the episode that we recorded last week on here? Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Talk about that,
guys. Yeah, there is if you haven't seen it, there is an episode of Black Girl Wrestling out on Black Girl Wrestling, and Lyric is a special guest, and we fantasy booked our rival cast of High School Musical using professional wrestlers. Please go watch it on Black Girl Wrestling YouTube. I actually think it's really funny, and go watch it and vote and tell us which production you would go see, mine or Lyrics, and tell me why it's mine, because I know that's the correct answer. Don't nobody want to see William Peter Charles sing as Troy. Okay? Thank you.
Actually, after the way that we impersonate him on the show, I think everybody would. Like I said, unfortunately, let me tell you something. You booked your show off talent, and I think that's great. But everybody would go to see mine just to see what they're going to do. Like, I'm not saying that they will be going to my show for the right reasons. But exactly, Chloe, she's gone mine.
Shut up, Chloe.
It gets the people going. And that's what I knew that. And so listen, you got to give the people what they want. You got to go watch the video. Super exciting stuff. Should I give them should I read off or do they need to go watch the video for that?
No, you have to go watch the video.
Yeah. Okay.
That's the fun. So go watch on Black Girl Wrestling, and then tune in tomorrow for more. Guess what? Black Girl Wrestling.
Chloe said Lyrics would probably send me a therapy for trauma, but I'd be seeing. Thank you. I think we'd have such a great time.
My Troy is someone who can sing. Y'all shut the fuck up. Y'all don't know anything. Y'all didn't use West.
We got to give it. Well, you could give your Troy. I feel like that's the.
My Troy was Maxwell Jacob Friedman, who we have heard and seen sing. Now ask yourself, who would you prefer? You spent your hard-earned money at your fucking job that you work hard as fuck at to hear which of those two.
And guess what? They're going to choose Osprey. And let me tell you why. It's all your fault. The way that you The way that you have entertained the masses with your impersonation, your impressions, and we've made so many Osprey jokes and all these different things. The people want to giggle, and it'll be there. They would pick Osprey, and it's all your fault specifically.
I
It's
can do an MJF impression, but he doesn't have a fun accent.
exactly that's the point, Danny.
Fuck.
That's the point.
Hey, bro, I might be fucking cooked.
Somebody said, "What about us, bruv? What about everything we've been through?"
True.
I think people would be watching. I think we should do this again for a different musical, but I think we should draft it as a parody musical.
I think. You know what? I think no.
The choosing of
I
Osprey.
think we should. I think we should draft all white cast of The Wiz.
It's February 5th, sister. It's February 5th, sister. Wow.
Happy birthday, Black people.
We got another super chat. Thank you, Andy Lish. $9.99. Love y'all. Thanks for what you do. This is got. I don't know what that means.
I think they mean 4. I think.
Oh,
like,
this is for Mark Davis's enormous dumper. Wow.
That's so true. Thanks for all the super chats tonight, guys. We should do something fun. Oh, I was gonna say, if you're not subscribed to Black Girl Wrestling, go subscribe to Black Girl Wrestling. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers during Black History Month because that's Black History. I need 32. Get yourself and 31 of your closest friends to come join the most exclusive cult in wrestling. Because after this, I will forget where I came from. I will be too big for my britches. I will be incredibly morally flexible. So now's the time to get in and say, oh, I knew her before she was massive. Because I'm not looking back.
Well, I need 153 subscribers. Get Danny to her goal first, and then we can circle back to me.
Let's race.
You're going to win. Why would I race?
No, people like you more.
People like my writing more. I think you're more entertaining a bit by video.
That's fair enough. Oh, so you think my fucking writing sucks? I'm kidding. We don't ever tweet about this on Blue Sky. Completely forgot.
Actually, I got a question. If anybody wants to be the Dynamite Diaries street team over on Blue Sky and no, listen. If anybody wants to be the Dynamite Diaries / Black Girl Wrestling / Lyric street team and post all of our links for all of our work over on Blue Sky, I will send you $5 a month.
I just be forgetting it exists, man.
Yeah, I definitely do now. Hey man, oh y'all fake activists over there. Y'all don't stand no shit for real on Blue Sky. We learned that the hard way.
Yeah, I forget the Blue Sky is like actual people. Like to me, like that's a pretend app.
I ain't gonna lie, I was on Blue Sky for about 2.5 months, and it was fun until like I had one contrasting opinion, and then everybody quickly reminded me that I was black. It got real scary over there.
Blue Sky is not for opinions and conversations. Blue Sky is for here's the link. Here's the link.
It's not for black people, brother.
I don't want to. No, and they're not very funny.
No, and
who does the giggling?
So you're doing the giggling. so you're doing the giggling.
We have got to go. Lyric, do you have anything else you'd like to plug?
I'm good. I'm good, y'all. I don't really have anything. Right. Enjoy the Super Bowl for those of you who are going to be watching.
Benito Bowl.
Is the Oscars this weekend too?
I don't
know. Is the Oscars? Oh no, it's in March. I'm tripping. I'm delusional, bro. I don't know. Anyway, enjoy the Benito Bowl this weekend. Everybody who's watching, college, all that jazz. We'll see you next week. We will
For
have updates
Valentine's
next.
Day.
Yes, we'll have
Oh,
updates next week about whatever we're supposed to be talking about. um, as far as the stuff that we have planned for Black History Month. I have stuff planned for Black History Month. I just need to finish putting it all out on paper. Super excited to talk about it once it is done. But so glad to have this space with you, the platform. Thank you for all the super chats that we got today. Wasn't really expecting that, but again, we
Happy
we
Black
take
History Month.
we take all sorts of cash during Black History Month. I'm not really shy. Don't forget my birthday is in 2 weeks. So if you haven't given anything today, that don't matter.
You sound like a pastor.
that,
Given.
that don't matter. Oh, that's what we should do. We should draft, because I said we should draft a mega church.
Oh my God.
We should do a mega church draft. And I'm going to take Chris Jericho first. I'm going to let y'all know right now.
And I'll tell you what, you could have taken him dead last. I'm not picking that bitch. I'm not picking that bitch. Anyway, guys, make sure you tune in next week to watch Dynamite Diaries. Go subscribe to Black Wrestling if you're not subscribed. And make sure you give a Black person money between now and the next time I see you, okay? Happy Black History Month. Love you. Bye.
Bye.